to reduce risks, to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Welcome to the Barn and Auction.
Barn and Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnandauction.com.
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget. Because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
You know, some people are accident prone. Like you spill things every once in a while because you just knock things over. Kayla, we gotta have a conversation. It's incredible. Not only you're not forcing other people to spill things. You just, for Laud, just got coffee all over himself.
I mean, I didn't know the ball would get that much air under it. I was just doing a little soft kick, and it went, and it got some air under it.
Very soft.
Well, I do everything with intensity.
Yeah,
you know this.
I've learned.
This is hilarious because, like, for those who don't know, like, Jason Ross and Verlad will just play with this soccer ball in the studio during every break. And they've, like, come close to, like, hitting those jerseys over there, knocking over, like, fans and stuff. Never had an accident. The first time Kayla decides to kick the ball, spills coffee all over Chris Verlad.
And I felt bad. Like, I didn't know it was, first of all, I didn't even know there was coffee left in it. And then
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Your show just ended. What are you still drinking coffee for?
That's what I was...
Like, you've made it.
Right. And so then when he showed me, oh, no, it spilled, I was like, oh, shoot.
One would say Chris should have known better. Bringing coffee in the studio when soccer balls are being kicked.
Tis. I wouldn't know because I never spill anything.
Don't hate the play. Yeah.
You can't bring any drink around Kayla. It could be yours. It could be hers.
Right.
It's going down.
Never know.
As I'm staring at multiple drinks
I know.
actively in front of me. Kayla, you've been doing well.
Well, don't jinx me.
It's been a minute, knock on wood.
It's literally been a minute.
It's been
a while.
since last week that I spilled my water in my bag.
My drinks go as far in the corner away from you as I possibly can.
You're such a rule follower.
Well, that and fear.
That's
just
true.
Fear of engineers at this point. Look, I've pissed off enough people relatively recently.
That might be fact.
And the one that I'm most afraid to piss off is an engineer.
Yes.
So
you do not mess with them.
Nope.
Because they make things go.
Because Kayla has legs to stand on. Kayla will fight back. Me, nope. I'm folding into a little ball. Engineers start yelling at me. Absolutely not.
Oh, what a fun morning it's already been, hasn't it?
How's your day? Is that not a robot that, like, if
Well,
someone...
I'm AI supposedly, so I
That
guess
is
that's
the most
a perfect
AI
thing.
way to ask someone's question.
I don't really ask that to people. You want to know why, Matt?
Why? Because you got trauma dumped on?
I'm kind of feisty, and so when people ask me that, most of the time, just to be like combative, I don't ever say good. I'll say like, well, I mean, it could be better. I had this go. I'm one of those people.
You like to be combative for...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I mean this with all love and appreciation
Don't
for who you are.
sugarcoat it.
That's the most Karen thing you could possibly do. You intentionally make it awkward because you want to be combative.
I just like don't want to tell them it's been a great day because usually.
But what if it has been?
Well.
Also, it's the fastest path to ending the interaction.
Well, and it's just.
I know,
it's
but
just to start the talking so you can actually get to what you want to get to.
Exactly.
Or an acknowledgement.
I think that's
people.
why, because I don't like the question, so then I want to make it harder for them because they just asked me a dumb question.
Okay, how would you like to be greeted?
What's up, Kayla?
But that's
And then I can
But
tell
then
you.
you're like, nothing's up. My life sucks.
Well, no, then I can tell you it's cool, or it's okay, or I'm having a great day.
How is that any different from me saying, how are you?
It's just lame.
Oh.
It's basic.
Oh.
What the kids would say. Basic.
Matt George, lame and
basic,
basic?
whatever.
No.
I mean,
you're a basic, you know what?
Been called worse.
A basic, you know what?
Basic B. Basic B over here. All right, well, now I've learned, I learn new things about working with Kayla Anderson every day, but if I ask her, how are you, it's not going to go well for
I'm
her.
more convinced you're in the perfect industry, Kayla. If you're just like itching to be combative, I feel like this is the perfect space for you.
It really is.
My mom and dad said growing up, they always said, we need you to be a lawyer, Kayla, because you will never lose a case.
You would have made a great lawyer.
Yeah. And I said, I did not want to put the time into school for how many years.
Yeah, law
to
school
do
looks
It looks
terrifying.
awful, doesn't it?
A lot of reading.
That's a lot. And I already have nightmares still about my 4 years at Washington State and just making sure everything was good.
Were you ever in like a debate class or debate club?
No, I wasn't. And we had
that surprises
me.
me.
DECA and all that stuff, business and like debate. And I never was in that. I didn't have time. I was doing too many like dancing stuff and softball and all that. I didn't have time for that.
That surprises me.
I know.
I would think you would take that because I took like a debate class in high school. It was fun.
It is. It would be a really fun class to do. If I could go back, I'd definitely do it.
That would be a good because one of the games, quote unquote, we played in debate class was like you and a debate partner sit down. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you pull the topic out of the hat, and one is assigned, and you might be assigned something that you completely disagree with, but you have to.
That's cool.
And then I remember vividly in debate class, our final project is a full-fledged debate that you have in front of the class, and this topic is pre-assigned. Now, I apologize. I don't remember my debate teacher's name. She's retired by now, sure.
Dang, Matt.
I'm sorry.
You love the class so much, but you can't
I
remember
didn't love
Miss
the
Cartwright's
class.
name.
It's definitely not Miss Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright?
I enjoyed the class. I didn't love it. But so we picked our partners, and you agreed on a topic. But what you were not supposed to do, it was against the rules to pre-choose the side you were on, because the idea is you're supposed to research both sides heavily. But of course, everybody went through this trust exercise. You actually didn't pick your partner, you were assigned a partner. So you couldn't just pick your friend. So I was assigned some girl, I don't remember her name.
Molly May or something.
Let's go with Molly May.
Yeah.
That I've never really interacted with.
Oh, like us when we started the show?
Pretty much,
oh, yeah.
But now we have to do this trust exercise where I'm telling her, I'm going to pick this side and research this side. You're going to pick the other side, knowing whole well that on debate day,
get what you're saying.
Because on debate day, you flip a coin, and whoever you calls the coin toss, and whoever, if it's like, say I say heads and it's heads, now I get to pick which side I want to. And the idea is you're ready for both sides. But everybody, to do less work, would say, okay, you're going to take that side no matter what. I'm going to take this side no matter what. And we're going to, because you had to have references and according to this, and you had to have this whole thing. It was a full-on like 30-minute debate. Each final was like a full-on 30-minute debate. So you're putting your trust in this person. I lost the coin toss. First off, the topic was, and I didn't choose this, violence in video games is bad for children or causes issues in children. I, of course, am a huge video gamer. So you would think I'm going to be like, no, of course not. I played Grand Theft Auto growing up, and I'm not stealing cars. But
Are you?
I at the moment, no. You never know.
There's still time.
There's still plenty of time. Look, I'm still young. I feel it.
I mean,
spry.
this recession is coming, man. I don't know.
I feel spry, let me tell you.
Gracious.
But I was like, my partner wanted to do no. So I have to argue against my own.
Yeah.
So now I'm just opening my brain to so many stories from this debate.
Did you win?
I don't remember. I think I did because the class ended up like kind of voting on it, but you got a grade regardless of if you won or lost. And the class just kind of decided who won, like cross examinations, everything. It was a whole thing.
Huh.
So I had to argue against it, or like argue that violence in video games is bad for kids, and she argued for it. She wins the coin toss, and now's the moment of truth. And you're just like, are you gonna screw me over? Because she could have said, I'm arguing
I would have
against
done that.
Oh, so that would have been a Kayla Anderson play, and I would have been screwed. I had only notes and only everything prepared for the side that I believe. Thank God.
Molly May is such a saint.
Thank God she
stayed true to her
word. So that reminds me, as part of this debate, we're talking about just different elements and different things. And one of my arguments was that some of these games introduce you to things and concepts and words that you should not be introduced to at a young age. And so I reference words used in Grand Theft Auto. Words that I can say, people, don't take this the wrong way, but so in debate, you're able to present them as fact. Again, words that I can say, internet. And I said a couple of words like the F word in class.
Wow, that word.
Oh, that's fun.
The F word in class.
I guess you should specify the other F word.
No, I don't have to. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Stop trying to get me in trouble. I said the F word and the S word in class to prove my point, and everybody goes, oh, and looks right back at the teacher to see if I was in trouble or not.
No,
and
you can't.
She was like, "You're good." It's
That's
part of the debate. So I got away with saying that in front of the entire class in high school, and I think I won the debate. I don't remember, but I got a good grade.
That's impressive.
Yep.
I think we should in the summer do a debate.
I would love to.
How about this?
That would be so funny.
I'm going to lose horribly. Well, even if I win, I'm going to lose because
I don't
Kayla's
know.
going to make
You
me
actually-
cry. Kayla's going to make me cry at least twice during
Tough
that
out,
debate.
Matt.
She's like, well, you're an idiot. And just starts throwing punches. Kayla would resort to violence in a debate, and it would work. It would work. You would have been a great lawyer because every single jury member would have been intimidated as hell. If I say this lady's client is guilty, I'm going to die, not because of the guy going to jail, but because the lawyer's going to kill me. That would be Kayla Anderson's law firm.
How about we try this today? We've got an entire debate segment every day. So how about when we get to pick a side?
No, we got to pre-plan it better. This is a summertime thing. Pick a side. Pick a side is peaceful. Peaceful,
I was
neutral
gonna say we
territory.
can randomly assign pick a sides to you guys if we
No,
that's
that's going to be a summertime thing.
Yeah,
We're
it would be a fun
We're into
summertime
summertime
topic.
debates. We'll call it debate class.
I like that.
It was a fun class.
I would have loved to take in that class.
You would
That
have done
been
very
fun.
well.
Yeah.
You would have done very well. Because sometimes when we do exercises, like our warm-ups would be, because we did warm-ups in these classes, it would be like a brief 2-minute debate where you'd be assigned a partner, you'd step up at the front of the class, and then you'd pull a topic out of the hat, and you'd each have 2 minutes to make an argument, and then, again, they'd choose a winner. But it didn't mean anything.
No.
So, like, sometimes it'd be sports topics, like, oh, Matt's got this. Other times it would be like something I had no idea about. And I'm like, well, off the fly, I just got to debate. Like, I think this is stupid. And it was fun. Like,
that's a cool, it's good brain
exercise. It did get heated at times, though. Oh, boy, it got heated. I remember there was a couple in the class. They were together, but they broke up right towards the end of the year. And this teacher, in all her wisdom, put them together for a topic. Oh. She 100% knew what she was doing. It was glorious.
That's actually pretty fun.
It was wonderful.
If this is the same teacher, you can't remember her name.
No, don't know her name.
Do you remember what the topic was that they were debating?
It was something pop culture. I think it was like music related. And I think at one point she was like, "Oh yeah, you would say that."
You would say that. It's like, whoa, Scotty over there definitely did something wrong.
Hey, man. There was also now I'm just reminiscing about debate class. There was a kid who was notorious for procrastinating, and he didn't do any research or anything. So the teacher made him go up to the front of the class and apologize to everybody, including his partner, that he did not prepare. He did not do anything. He was given an F, and just this as public humiliation as it could get in a classroom setting. It was so uncomfortable.
I love it. That teacher has the right idea.
Man, she was... to teach a debate class, you have to have a level of like,
so maybe I could teach it at Sac State. Maybe they should hire me on to teach debate over there. I do need some extra money.
Well, you're finding all sorts of jobs. You're Keegan Murray's energy coach. You're going to be the Sac State debate teacher.
All right.
That's right.
Side jobs there.
We're talking about debate class because we're going to avoid.
Because we're trying to avoid
tonight's
talking tankathon.
about. Yeah. So.
Grand segue, Kayla.
On today's show, we're going to listen. We're not talking Sacramento Kings basketball until noon, okay? The first 2 hours of this show, we're going to talk about other fun sports topics because the reality is tonight's game and the conversation around tonight's game is depressing. It's depressing because all signs point to the Kings want to lose this game. The Pacers want to lose this game. I believe the Kings are going to win this game simply because they're still playing players that are winning basketball players compared to the Pacers who have essentially shut down everybody. No disrespect to them. We know what they're doing. Like, tonight's game, I think, is going to be ugly, and the conversation around tonight's game is not fun. So we're going to do what I did in high school. We're going to push it as far away as we possibly can. Procrastinate until noon.
Like that kid who had to apologize in front of the debate class.
I would rather do that than talk about tonight's game to some extent, to be honest with you. But we're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic. Team USA versus Mexico last night was awesome. There's still plenty of NFL free agency stuff going on. I'm surprised Kayla got any sleep.
I didn't
last night. We'll talk more about the Mike Evans signing because you were kind of against it. We now have some figures that change.
Makes it a little better.
A little better, but I'm curious to hear like what other reactions you got to it because some Niner fans didn't take too kindly to it, but most of the NFL, I'd say outside of San Francisco, Santa Clara, the NFL was just kind of curious about the move, the age versus the numbers, right?
Right word to use.
So we'll talk about that. Brian Peacock from Locked On 49ers is going to join us to talk about the Mike Evans signing, to talk about this Trent Williams situation. You have a really interesting theory on the Trent Williams situation that I would love to hear you share, and we can discuss, go back and forth with. We also, of course, have Kayla's 2-minute drill. We'll talk about this draft class. There's plenty to get to on today's show, but actually let's start in the NBA, but with a very fun game that happened last night, Kayla. The Thunder and the Nuggets, part 2. Now, the last time they played, Lou Dort got ejected for a bit of a nasty foul on Nikola Jokic. It was a dirty play. I 100% stand by the ejection. It was absolutely flagrant too. Going at the knee and the hip of a center is absolutely uncalled for. Lou Dort, at the very end of this game, picked up another flagrant foul on Nikola Jokic.
Sure did.
Hit him in the head, or hit him in the face with a kind of a flailed arm. Not nearly on the same page. I also...
As the other one, yeah.
Maybe I'm weird. I don't look at flagrant 1 fouls as anything really anymore. Flagrant 1 fouls are given when there's excessive contact that's not... over the top. Like, it's not a basketball play. Anytime there's contact to the head at this point, it's going to be a flagrant 1 foul.
Of course.
Intent doesn't really matter in a flagrant 1 foul. There was nothing excessively dirty or dirty at all, really, in my opinion. Intentional by that play. Lou Dort apologized afterwards. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But that game was a blast.
Holy smokes, right?
That game was so much fun. And the question I wanted to ask you, wanted to ask Kyle, wanted to ask the listeners out there is, in general, the Western Conference playoffs are going to be really, really interesting this year.
Yeah.
But if there's a series that we want most, is it Thunder Nuggets or is it Thunder Spurs?
Well, I mean, the Nuggets have my guy, Aaron Gordon, back, who had a pretty good night.
That's true.
So, I mean, you got a little bit added to the roster there. He's, been nursing some injuries. But in all seriousness, I do actually want to see Oklahoma City and the Spurs for reasons of here, because I do want to see like the guys like Fox and Barnes at the next, phase of, can they do it at this level, this intensity against the defending champs. I always want a little bit of rooting, interest.
Yep.
And that's obviously something that's somewhat connected to here with the Spurs and Wembanyama.
I don't know if I've ever asked you your opinion on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because Shai last
I love
night.
Shai.
Okay, 35 points, 14 to 21 from the field, 15 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Only 4 free throw attempts, 4 of 4 from the foul line. He hit just a ridiculous game winner. The conversation around Shai has become the same kind of conversation that we had around James Harden for years. But it was far more, in my opinion, and I'm a James Harden hater, far more justified with James Harden than it is Shai. I don't get the foul baiting conversation. I know my boy Mike Brown in New York recently called it out too.
SGA,
and that would be an area where I kind of disagree with Mike. I think SGA is just a unbelievably talented, phenomenal player, and I don't like the negative conversation around him. We should be appreciating how damn good he is.
I agree. First of all, he's like how I look at, and I'm not saying play, guys. I'm saying personality-wise is comfortable with who he is non-apologetic. Some of those players rub me wrong in the world of professional sports, but some of them I like, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Russ I've always liked. I like SGA. He kind of just is him. He's not going to apologize for anything. And he does his thing with the fashion, all of that stuff. I think we're at the point, though, when we see these players have so much success and winning the championship last year. And we always have to start, though, building another conversation around how to drag them down or how to not make them as good as what they really are.
Let me undermine however I can. Yes.
And I think we're now on that a little bit with SGA just because of what he has made him. And let me remind you, what he has made himself.
Yeah.
What he has made himself. When Oklahoma City brought him over there, they did not expect him to be the player that he was.
They thought he was going to be a good player, not a MVP and generational star.
So give Oklahoma City a little credit for surrounding him, but also give SGA credit for saying, I'm going to show you I'm the man. I'm going to be leading Oklahoma City to championships.
Yeah. He had a bar at last night's press conference. Did you see this? He was asked just about his last play, and he basically said, I know all the answers, or I have all the answers to the test. I just need to see what the question is.
Yes.
Ugh.
I know, right?
What a bar.
He just says something, and you're just like, okay.
He's smooth with it, man. He's smooth with it. Jokic also, Nikola Jokic is just phenomenal, too. Nikola Jokic, 32 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, played 40 minutes in last night's game. I personally I want to see Thunder Spurs desperately. I think those games, going back to the NBA Cup, have been phenomenal this season. I am, of course, no one will be surprised at all. Hey, go to San Antonio Spurs fan. I'm absolutely rooting for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
I want to see De'Aaron Fox succeed.
Sure.
Want to see Harrison Barnes succeed. I think Victor Wembanyama is sensational to watch.
Such a competitor, right?
I'm rooting for the Spurs 100%, but I love the Thunder. I love to be jealous of the Thunder, and that's where I think people are at, too, with OKC, is they did it the right way. They built this empire.
Well, they stole our team first.
Yeah, and
they stole my Sonics first. Let's just put that out there. But I respect. I'll take that fandom away for a second. I do respect the way it was built.
There's the Seattle hatred of it too, 100%.
Yeah.
But the hatred of the Oklahoma City Thunder screams jealousy to me. My strong dislike of the Golden State Warriors is completely rooted in jealousy. Then there was another layer when they went and got Kevin Durant. And I'm like, now you're just cheating. Now this is just not fair.
It's not fair.
But it's based in jealousy. And I will always admit that when I'm debating with Warrior fans.
Absolutely.
I want to be you.
Yeah, that's most of why we debate other people, because we're jealous of what they have in the moment.
We were supposed to have the NorCal dynasty, damn it. Why did you get it? And I love Steph Curry.
Yeah, and you like Steph Curry.
But I think the Thunder are phenomenal. I think SGA is phenomenal. I love watching the Nuggets play, of course.
Sure.
I I don't mean to disrespect the East. Shout out Cade Cunningham, my boy Mike Brown's New York Knicks. Jason Tatum's back with the Boston Celtics. Keon Ellis and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
By the way, Keon's most steals in an amount of time since he's joined
he's balling.
Cavs, man. Ooh.
He's balling in Cleveland. They love him over there in Cleveland. There's a lot of storylines in the East that are compelling that I'm interested in. I personally think the West is going to run rampant. Whoever makes it out of the West, I'm not saying it won't be a 7-game series. I think it may be 5-6 games. I think the East, whoever comes out of the East will be competitive. I'll be stunned if the West doesn't win again this year. Stunned.
And I remember when we first started this show about 2 months ago, we talked about how good the West was. And remember when we were talking about Giannis at the time, we want him because we want to see him more in terms of playing, but we don't want to see him because we don't need another star in the West. Because when you think of the West, you think of all those names. And when they get to the playoffs, all those names you'd be going up against. But yeah, it's the more dominant conference for sure right now.
Well, in addition to last night's fun Thunder versus Nuggets game, we had one hell of a World Baseball Classic battle. USA versus Mexico. It got a little nerve-wracking towards the end, but there were a lot of amazing individual performances in this game. We'll talk a little bit of the World Baseball Classic before we discuss the Mike Evans free agency signing and a crazy list of names in San Francisco put out by Matt Barrows.
Yeah.
That kind of feeds into Kayla's overall point about Mike Evans and that signing yesterday. We'll discuss all that in this first hour of the show. Matt and Kayla are just getting started here on Sactown Sports.
Think you got the perfect bracket? Prove it. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge for a shot at $1 million. It's free and open to fans nationwide, so lock in your picks now at SactownSports.com/contest. Powered by Power Business Technology.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at SacLegalDefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at MyElkGroveChevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit MyElkGroveChevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, driving business forward.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need. From reliable printers to high-performance copiers, we'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sacramento! Now you got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Good. So.
Sends this ball a mile. How far will it fly for Roman Anthony? Off the face into the second deck. 5-0 U.S.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, have I said before how much I love the freaking World Baseball Classic?
Yes.
It's so much fun. Last night's crowd was awesome.
Do you know it was like pretty much all Mexico?
It was.
Yeah.
But there was a good amount of USA fans there. Yeah. There was like a section they kept going to of like guys that were in the Air Force Academy or something like that.
It's in Houston, by the way.
So it was really, really, like the vibes were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Mexico fans from on
fans,
TV,
they're great.
Were amazing.
Well, they love the sport so much, just like soccer or
It was
football.
electric.
They add that type of like fandom, no matter if there's more of them or not. It doesn't matter. It makes it for a great environment.
Well, and
for baseball.
that's the type of crowd that brings the energy to a game that one of the most common criticisms of baseball is it's
boring.
Slow. Yeah. There's a lull. Every pitch that Paul Skeens threw had a a lean into it. Every crack of the bat, everyone's standing up to see, even if it's like a fly out. But that like Bobby Witt Jr. almost hit a home run in the third or fourth inning or something like that. It carried all the way to the wall, and everybody's just
on the edge of
leaning
the seats.
in.
Yeah,
it reminds me of there's one of my favorite clips, and really, how much of a favorite clip is it, Matt? When you can't even name the player. But it's this Philadelphia Phillies player in the playoffs, and I don't remember his name. And
recently?
No, this is a handful of years ago.
Okay.
And his walk-up song is A-OK.
Oh, I love that song.
It's during, I think it's the World Series.
I don't think that should have been that long ago then.
It wasn't long ago.
It's Alec Boehm. I remember it.
Oh,
yeah,
look
sure.
at that.
I don't remember the player. But the entire crowd in Philly is singing his walk-up song.
That's
and
cool.
the broadcast, they don't say anything because they want you to hear it. So they're singing his walk-up song, and everybody's everybody's standing up. First pitch, he launches a homer, and the place just goes crazy. And again, the broadcast says nothing because they're just letting the crowd tell the story. That, to me, is the World Baseball Classic.
Sure.
And I can't even imagine how unbelievably fun that is to play in front of. Aaron Judge fields a ball in right field, guns down the runner at third, like a perfect throw to end that the top of the third, and then comes out in the bottom of the third and launches a solo shot. And it's just like iconic moments that the crowd makes so much better, even if the Mexico fans in the crowd were against that moment, but still
it's
the
still
energy.
Exciting, right?
Oh,
and that's why I think this is. And it is a little bit different, right? Because this is a short type of tournament compared to how many games they play in the regular season. But the point being is that just like basketball and playing so many games in the NBA, and by the way, Steve Kerr last night had said that he actually would like to lessen that many games in the NBA. But this is just like, these are the sports. Baseball and NBA, they're longer seasons, they're more games. But if you can market like the NBA has, the players better.
Yeah.
And make them kind of be more relatable to people, because that's the thing with baseball that hasn't quite gotten there yet. Baseball is, the athletes are different. It's like hockey. I always tell people, because I've covered both sports closely. They're a little chill. They're a little bit different than, they don't want to necessarily be out there all the time, but they're very interesting guys, and they're very funny, and they're very quirky. And so they're actually very relatable.
Yeah.
You just have to find ways to relate to those personalities. And I think when you watch the World Baseball Classic, you start to see some of that too, because they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're celebrating baseball in a little bit different way. And you're also seeing those players that play in the MLB and on your teams on a regular day basis. You're seeing them play for their country. So you're also seeing their culture come out a little bit more, and how they celebrate and how they are as players.
I want to have a sprinkle of this conversation here, but I actually want to save this for a conversation for tomorrow when we have a little bit more time, because I find myself on a weird side of the debate or the conversation about whether or not the World Baseball Classic should be an annual thing.
Okay.
Because part of me is worried that if it were to become an annual thing, it would lose the charm. It would lose some of that charm, because starting the baseball season, starting the baseball calendar with this World Baseball Classic and the energy that it brings, to me, is so refreshing, because the World Series was unbelievable too.
So the whole playoffs were unbelievable.
If you were hating on the Dodgers, rooting for Toronto, or the other way around, or just a casual, Mariners, a casual baseball fan, you were unbelievably entertained by the playoffs and the World Series. And now you have this World Baseball Classic where if you love baseball, or if you're even curious about baseball, you can't not get involved or infested by this energy. And I love that start to the season. The players sure love that start compared to the monotony and kind of boredom and calm that is spring training. And I love spring training, but you're there to chill and ease your way into the season. That's a long 162-game season. The World Baseball Classic is the complete opposite of that. One-off game, national pride, superstar heavy teams that are just going at each other in super meaningful baseball right off the jump. To me, if you were to have the World Baseball Classic every year, I would hope it would keep that same energy, but I don't know if it would.
And that, I think we get bored with things, and I think with baseball in particular, I still think doing it maybe the way they do it is the better way right now.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I do think it brings more attention to the actual start of the MLB season, which, by the way, is now earlier than ever. And it brings more excitement to the actual players, and you're more invested. And because they're all playing for their countries, it's fun, because you see a game last night where you had Roman Anthony for Team USA. I believe he had a 3-run home run. And then you see Jarren Duran, who plays for Team Mexico. They are teammates for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
They play with each other out in the outfield. So it's like you get those storylines, and then it can also bring in fans that are like, oh, that'd be, I got to tune in to, see more Red Sox games this year. Or whatever,
Right.
You might be a casual fan that's more interested because you have these storylines.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to ask you, as a Mariners fan, did you see the moment where Cal Raleigh, Mariners catcher, refused to shake the hand of Randy Arozarena, who is his teammate in Seattle? Randy comes up to bat, extends his hand to Cal, who's, of course, the catcher, and they obviously talk to each other, but Cal doesn't return the fist bump or nothing like that.
I kind of like it, because we're competing against right now our opponents. And sometimes I get a little frustrated even in the NFL. I know people will probably go against me on this, but the whole jersey swap thing, and it's like sometimes I just like some of that old school competitive mentality when you're in the moment. And I get it. It's after the game when they do the jersey swap. I get all that. But it's a lot more friendly than it's ever been when it comes to rivalries or just opponents in pro sports. And so I kind of like it, being a traditionalist with baseball, having that, hey, I ain't shaking your hand on this platform, because right now we're competing against each other. Once we get back to spring training in Seattle, like, you're my guy. Right. But I kind of like what he did because I don't think that it was, I don't think it was disrespectful.
I don't know. Did you hear what Arozarena said afterwards?
I did not.
We don't know if he's joking or not, but this is from the ESPN report. Speaking to Mexican journalist Luis Gilbert in Spanish, Arozarena said Raleigh has to thank God he has nice parents, then used a profane Cuban and Mexican slang to insult Raleigh, saying the All-Star should bleep off and go to bleep.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they don't know if he's being funny or not.
Because it's hard for me to believe, considering they played on a team that made it almost to the World Series, and that was like one of the best cultured teams I've ever seen in Seattle, other than Griffey and those days.
I don't read
but
too
that's,
far.
Yeah, that's it could have been all part of the play,
and that
right?
goes both ways, too, because you have guys that are rivals in the MLB that are also teammates during the World Baseball Classic, and they love each other when they're playing with each other because they're teammates in that moment. But you best believe there's going to be a rivalry between Bryce Harper and Aaron Judge as soon as they get back into the league.
Or Aaron and Cal, who battled it for MVP last year.
It's competition. And athletes say things in competition. There's trash talk and competition all the time between people who have a tremendous amount of respect for each other. It gives very Kobe and Pau Gasol vibes. Mm-hmm. Kobe and Pau are brothers. I mean, look how influential and important Pau has been to Kobe's family since the tragedy of his passing, right? Like, they loved each other. And the famous story when Team USA took on Spain is Kobe telling everybody, I'm running through Pau. I'm gonna take him out. And everyone's like, oh, okay, fine, that's your boy. And Kobe took his ass out and sent that message of, right now, we're enemies. I love you, but we're enemies right now.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that in sports. And I didn't like reading into whether it's the comments made or Cal Raleigh not shaking hands. That's competition in a moment where we're all calling for it to matter more. Mm-hmm. Have the pride of representing your country or trying to beat these teams. They're one-off games. This is not an extended series. This is one-off games. And I didn't realize this. They said it on the broadcast last night. USA hadn't beaten Mexico in the World Baseball Classic since the first ever one 20 years ago.
I know. I couldn't believe that when I read that stat. I was like, holy, they beat him since the first time since 2006, which is nuts. So, yeah, I didn't understand in terms of there was a little bit of rivalry underneath that we hadn't even known about. Some hidden animosity, right?
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
So now so USA is now in the quarterfinals.
Right.
And they're facing
Italy, I want to say.
Yes, they're facing Italy next.
Yeah.
So,
which Italy, I think, has to win to stay alive.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
USA, I think, has already clinched their spot, but it's like if Italy and Mexico end up playing each other, it's hard to follow. But the U.S. probably is going to advance as long as they beat Italy.
Yeah, I have the pool standings up. So yes, well, Italy's 2-0, mm-hmm. USA's 3-0. So Italy will have another game.
They'll have another game.
Yeah, Italy still has to play Mexico.
Yeah, so Italy has to beat Mexico to have a chance, right?
Yep.
Italy has to win. It's really confusing. If they all go 3-1, there's a weird path, but it's not. I don't know. It's not important.
Pool D in Miami is very interesting too, because both Venezuela and Dominican Republic are both 3-0, so that's going to be really interesting.
That's gonna be fun.
Japan's 4-0, and Pool C in Tokyo, they're fine.
I think that one's already done, right?
Puerto Rico is 3-0. Next closest is Cuba at 2-1 in Pool A. So the superpowers are where they're supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear or see? I thought this was cool. We'll be speaking about 49ers receivers coming up here in a minute. But Ricky Pearsall's over in Japan. They were watching the World.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
World
see that.
Baseball Classic.
That's
over
pretty
there.
cool.
He was with another player. I couldn't remember who it was, but I did see Pearsall was over there.
Well, Paul Skeens also was nasty. I mean,
dude, he's like a different type of like seeing him on the mound.
Yeah, he's aura.
Just different.
4 innings, 7 Ks. He was disgusting. I mean, he would have gone 7+ if he could. He was dealing.
Mm-hmm.
He was dealing. Also, Bobby Witt Jr. was incredible at shortstop, man. Some of the defensive plays he made were just sensational at shortstop. Man, I love the World Baseball Classic. It's the best. But we'll take the break. When we come back, more on the Mike Evans free agency signing in San Francisco, plus a list that's I wouldn't say it's not discouraged or not encouraging.
It opens up your eyes a little bit, though, to what I'm trying to say about the argument.
The realities of the 49ers roster.
Correct.
Let's put it that way. We'll explain what that is, plus Brian Peacock. Wow.
What
Brian Peacock. Let me try that again. Brian Peacock from Locked On 49ers joins us at 11 o'clock. You're listening to Matt Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The Kings play here, baby. Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Going.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Residents in Cal Expo and Gornick Academy. More info at CITBfest.com.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
I'm excited for our lineup of guests this week, too. We have Brian Peacock of Locked On 49ers joining us in the next segment at 11 o'clock to start our second hour of the show to talk about all the stuff happening in NFL free agency around the San Francisco 49ers, plus, of course, the Trent Williams situation. We're going to have Q Williams from Locked On Raiders. He will be joining us later on this week. We're still working out if it's going to be tomorrow or on Thursday, but Locked On Raiders host Q will join us to talk about what the Raiders are doing.
The Raiders are, by the way, getting high praises around.
They're cooking
around the league in terms of their moves.
They are cooking, let me tell you. And then we are going to have a good friend of mine who covers the NBA nationally for CBS. Danny Vietti is going to join us probably on Friday to talk about the World Baseball Classic, the A's, the Giants, and more.
Oh, you said NBA writer. You mean
MLB. I'm
writer.
Sorry. I said NBA. I meant MLB. Excuse me. Baseball, Matt. We're going to be having Danny on later on in the week. So lots of good stuff coming this week on the Matt and Kayla Show, but he's not on our show but we're going to play audio from him. I'm talking about Dan Orlovsky. He talked about the free agency signing of Mike Evans for the San Francisco 49ers.
Kyle Shanahan is one of the best play designers and game planners in the NFL, but I think he's the best, along with Andy Reid, down in the red zone, down in the goal line area. And if you think, and RC and Lewis can speak to it better than I don't think there's a ton of corners in the NFL that you can just say, hey, yes, you can go cover Mike Evans down inside that red zone area one-on-one by yourself. So he's still going to be a focused part of their pass game in the middle of the field and working the middle of the field. When you get down in that goal line spot, good luck. And now if you think about it, Kyle Shanahan's going to have this piece that he can move around to attract either one-on-one matchups or attention, and then George Kittle, once he gets back, is going to have more space. Christian McCaffrey going to have more space. McCaffrey was tasked with doing so much last year, all encompassing for this offense. This is a massive addition for San Francisco.
So obviously a lot of positives there from Dan talking about Mike Evans. Kayla, what do you make of what he said?
Yeah, look, and I'll get to my comments that I made yesterday. I'm not backing down from any of them, really. But I will say I'm not also the person that's sitting here saying that they shouldn't have signed him. I just don't know yet if I'm convinced that this is actually going to work the way they want it to next season, just with some factors that go into everything. I think Dan's spot on. I mean, first of all, he's a former quarterback. I do sometimes disagree with Dan's takes, and sometimes I completely agree with them.
Yeah.
And I agree with them. And I would think most people who have watched Mike Evans throughout his career and that are 49ers fans are like, yeah, Kayla, see, this is what I'm talking about. No doubt about it. Like, this is somebody who has been a consistent red zone presence, threat, whatever you want to call it, for majority of his career, just based on the size of this man. Like, he's a wide receiver, 6'5 plus, he's been able to win 50-50 matchups. Like, this is a guy, I don't know now in his career. Again, this is yet to be seen. Like, you can find him over the middle. But this is now, he's reaching 33 in August, so he'll start the league, league off with being 33 years old. And I think the biggest thing that I have question-wise about him is how much is Mike Evans expected to do? Because if you're telling me he's expected to be that red zone threat, okay, awesome, cool. The problem being is, and I get it, like Kyle Shanahan will set him up for success, and this guy can be a guy that can beat corners. By the way, the Rams just added Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, so that's going to be a secondary again that will be tested. How will a guy like Mike Evans go one-on-one with some of these guys in situations? That's yet to be seen. But there's a lot being put on Mike Evans' shoulders, I feel.
Yeah.
When you look at his 11 out of 12 seasons where he's had 1,000 plus yards, I think everybody's immediately going to that's what we're going to get out of Mike Evans. I'm just saying pump the brakes just a little, because he could do something along those lines, because he's going into a Kyle Shanahan system that could be set up very nicely for him. But he is coming off of injury for the first time in a big way. He had a hammy thing as well last year with the collarbone. And he is going to a team where I think he's going to be expected to pretty much do a lot right away on offense, because you don't have Kittle, like Dan mentioned. Pearsall is going to be still trying to find his way and stay healthy, because we're assuming Pearsall's just ready to go. He's healthy. That's yet to be seen. So there's just some question marks. Like, there's probably another addition that they'll make in the draft, but that's a young player at that. So I just have questions. I don't want to put like 100% thought into saying he's going to have another 1,000-yard season. Yeah. He's going to be the game changer on offense. Oh, and by the way, we don't know if Trent Williams is coming back, who is way underplayed in terms of how he even allows the operation of the offense to happen for Brock Purdy.
So correct me if I'm wrong. What I am interpreting you're saying is it's not Mike Evans is a bad signing. It's manage expectations properly, or be careful with expectations. What you're saying is just because you're bringing in Mike Evans makes sense.
Right.
But expecting Mike Evans to be right back to a 1,000-yard receiver and wide receiver one, which he's been his entire career, we can't just expect that to happen. We need to see something first.
That's what I'm saying. And so I'm seeing a lot of takes like this. And I saw on First Take this morning, there was already a topic of like, Mike Evans is now with the Niners. Are they a Super Bowl team? Does he make them the winning piece? I'm like laughing. I'm laughing here saying,
well, that's the bar.
like, yeah, but because they added him, he's now they're now
saying
a Super Bowl
now they're
team.
a contender because of Mike Evans.
And I'm like, you've got a lot of other things, including how are you going to actually attack the opposing quarterback? Because you were last in the league in sacks last year. And you haven't necessarily addressed that yet in terms of adding help on the other side for Nick Bosa, who you're assuming is going to come back and be ready to go from the jump. So I just think there's a lot being put on just this Mike Evans signing that they're going to be so much of a better team. I think there's still so many question marks that they have to fill answers to, that Mike Evans is a part of that, but he's not like going to lift you to the next level. The contract made me feel better too. It's a $60.3 million deal, 3 years. It's front heavy, though, in terms of like expectations money-wise. He's getting 16 point something guaranteed. He can make up to 20 in his first year, but the next 2 years are kind of like up to him in terms of prove it.
And it's really only like a $40-something million deal
Right.
with a bunch of incentives that
Correct.
get you to that 60 number.
Correct. So I feel more,
So it's less of an investment. But I think we knew, knowing who the 49ers are, that they weren't going to financially be throwing a massive bag in the direction of Mike Evans. That just isn't necessarily who they are.
Yeah.
I understand the conversation about the Super Bowl and around the Super Bowl because that's the bar, that's the line, that's what the Niners are all about. But to say that Mike Evans now suddenly makes them the contender, I think is a little bit silly. When hearing Dan talk, I understood everything that Dan was saying. The one area that I was like, I think we have this a little bit backwards. He was saying Mike Evans opens up so much space for, he mentioned George Kittle, which I agree with.
When he returns.
But he also mentioned Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
And to me, it's, no, every single team is still game planning and focusing on Christian McCaffrey first because that is the superstar of the offense. Mike Evans is important. He gives them a red zone threat that they have not really had. 100%, 6'5". Throw the ball up, Brock Purdy, and let him go and get it. We hope that he can be that. And it's going to benefit Mike Evans from being on the field with Christian McCaffrey, just like Christian McCaffrey is going to benefit, of course, from being with Mike Evans. But to suggest that the Niners are going out and getting someone that's going to inherently take attention off of Christian McCaffrey because this Mike Evans is so unbelievably good, again, I think that's backwards. I think Mike is going to benefit more from playing with Christian than the other way around because Christian McCaffrey is still the head of the snake of the offense in San Francisco.
Right, that's a good way to look at it. And the problem is until we know Trent Williams is back, that's going to be a major issue for Christian McCaffrey because Trent Williams does the work to allow McCaffrey to do his work as well. The one other thing, and I'm seeing it on the chat now too, Manazet is saying this, I don't really know if I like this comparison either. And national media is running with it like, well, look at what Davante Adams did. Like, he came back, he's in his older years, and look what he did for Matthew Stafford last year. I get the where you're going with that, but we're just like now comparing Brock Purdy to Matthew Stafford all of a sudden.
So
okay, guys, let's just settle down a little bit here.
Davante Adams was a huge addition for the Rams, but Matthew Stafford was the MVP. Like, and I'm not taking anything away from Davante. You still need someone to throw the ball to.
But this is going to help Brock. It absolutely
100%.
will.
100%.
But I don't know if I can go to that level yet of putting it out there like, oh, Matthew to Davante Adams as Purdy will be to Evans. It could be. It very well could be, but let's wait just a minute on that.
So to your point, Kayla, Matt Barrows put out a list of 49ers who'll be 30-something by week one.
Yeah, this
12
is concerning.
different names, right? I'm not going to go through all of them for time purposes, but you can see how many prominent names there are.
We'll do the big ones.
Christian McCaffrey, 30. Eddie Pinheiro, 30. Eli Apple, 31. Demarcus Robinson, 31. George Kittle, 32. Mike Evans, 33. Kyle Juszczyk, 35. Trent Williams, 38, if he's there. John Weeks, 40. Like, this team and their prominent players are old. Now, that doesn't mean they can't be good, but we know the win now window is now or never, which has always kind of been your point of manage expectations for an old team. They've got the names, they've got the potential, but they're, especially in San Francisco with those damn electromagnetic fields or whatever the hell.
Things.
Like that, you never know.
I
right?
just thought that was interesting because of the names that are associated with, and again, we're not saying you can't play if you're 30 or up. I'm just saying, what is the future? I'm a little confused on the messaging of what this team is going to be. and that's
The future's now. The future is now for them.
Well, then they better sign Trent Williams.
You got that right. We'll talk about Trent Williams and more with Brian Peacock coming up next. Daniel, stay on hold. Before we get to Brian, we will get to you right out of the break. He wants to jump in onto this 49ers conversation. So stay on hold through the break. Matt and Kayla will be right back after this.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers.
Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
If you struggle with alignment off the tee, Golf.com's Zephyr Melton has a fix. If you aren't aimed where you think you are, you're putting yourself in a poor position before you even swing the club. Sometimes your brain will play tricks on you and make you feel like you're aimed one way when in reality you are aligned in a totally different spot. There are only two areas where you get to place your ball before you hit a shot, the green and the tee box. On the green, you always line up your ball when you place it down, so why not do the same thing on the tee box? Try pointing the logo or your Sharpie line down the target line. If you want to get your ball lined up even more precisely, try choosing an intermediate target in between your ball and the distant target, maybe a discoloration in the grass or divot, and then use that as an intermediate target. With that spot picked out, line your ball up pointing right at it. So long as you orient the ball correctly when you place it, you can swing away knowing you're aimed at your target. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Host of the Locked On 49ers podcast, Brian Peacock, back with us here in just a couple of minutes, talking about the Mike Evans signing, talking about the Trent Williams situation, and all things 49ers. We'll get to him in a couple of minutes. Looking forward to having him back on the show. We were talking Mike Evans in the last segment. Daniel, nice enough to hold on through the break, wants to jump in on the Niners conversation. What's up, Daniel? Happy Tuesday.
Hey, happy Tuesday, guys.
You too.
Mike Evans. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so going into the end of the season, right? Everybody's pumped up. The fans are pumped up. Everybody thinks that the Niners have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and they ran into the Seahawks, and they ran into the Rams, and everybody went into. It seemed like everybody knew that we had to get younger and faster. Mm-hmm. And that's the way everybody felt going into the postseason. Now we sign older and slower, and everybody's pumped up. And the press is going, are they going to go to the Super Bowl? Are they favorites? Did we all forget what we looked like against the Seahawks? We didn't even score a touchdown. It has so many holes. We do not need Trent. We do not need CMC. We do not need Kittle. We do not need Evans. We need to get younger, and we're getting older.
Yeah, and I would say you're exactly right, and that's kind of the point I was trying to make. Like, you can't just get rid of CMC right now. Like, technically, you can decide on Trent Williams, but if you can, you have to have a plan at left tackle, though, is what I'm saying. So you can't necessarily get rid of them, but I'm not. That's why I'm questioning adding them. Why are we adding them then? Is what I'm kind of trying to say here.
He brings up a good point too. Daniel brings up a good point. I remember specifically the call from Niner fans of younger, faster. Mm-hmm. Like and Mike Evans is an exciting signing, a big name. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't necessarily fit that category. Now, I'm not trying to poo-poo the Mike Evans signing. I'm fascinated to see how that works, and I guarantee you that I'm sure Brock Purdy's very happy to have a 6'5" threat like Mike Evans to throw the ball to in the red zone, because the red zone was an area where the Niners weren't as strong as they like to be last season, unless it was just give the ball to Christian McCaffrey and have him figure it out.
But where is the speed? Where's the speedy receiver? Like, that's the questions that we need to still get answers to.
Well, we can't ask those questions to John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan, but we can ask those questions to Brian Peacock, the host of the Locked On 49ers podcast, back here with us on Matt and Kayla. Brian, yesterday was a whirlwind, my friend. What was your initial reaction when the news dropped that Mike Evans was going to be the newest wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, there was a little bit of shock. I knew Mike Evans was out there as a possibility for the San Francisco 49ers, but I wasn't sure if the fit was right, if he was the exact type of receiver that Kyle Shanahan would be looking for, and if Mike Evans would choose the 49ers. But really, when I saw the trade of DJ Moore to the Bills, because that was the team that I thought, man, Josh Allen would be the perfect fit for Mike Evans. Once that deal happened, I thought, you know what, maybe there is a real chance that the 49ers could pull Mike Evans out of free agency, because what were the other teams that were going hardest at wide receivers? It was, the Colts with Alec Pierce, but it was the Steelers, and it was the Raiders and the Titans. And when you start considering those teams, the 49ers were the best team with the best offensive mind. And I think in the end, it was a huge coup for the 49ers now that we really see what the real numbers are and not the ones that the agent first put out there for the 49ers. Essentially, I don't even look at this as the 49ers picked Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans picked the 49ers. This is a very team-friendly deal for a guy with a ridiculous resume for the 49ers to be able to add at that price and really brings, I think the term alpha is really overused in society today, but that really is fitting here for what Mike Evans gives the 49ers, is a true alpha wide receiver. He is that dude. He is a dog. Whatever adjective you want to put on it, that's what Mike Evans brings to the 49ers.
Yeah, Brian Peacock of Locked On 49ers joining us on the Matt and Kayla Show. What does that tell you, again, with Evans, who had actually put out his criteria or had told, numerous people about his criteria for fitting with the team? What does that tell you then about picking essentially the Niners and Brock Purdy, which one of his criteria was, I want to go play with a quarterback that is going to make me look good as well?
Oh, no doubt. It's a huge vote of confidence in Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan from Mike Evans. Like he wants to go play in that offense with that coach, with that quarterback. And I think that says a ton about this, because he could have chosen a lot of different teams, especially at that price. And all you have to do is look at how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are treating this. It is a day of mourning right now in Tampa. They don't like seeing this guy go, who meant so much to not only the team and the offense on the field, but off the field, in the locker room. He's a leader, high character player. And after the 49ers went through the fiasco with Brandon Ayuk, you absolutely do not have to worry about Mike Evans showing up to play football.
Brian Peacock joining us from Locked On 49ers. Brian, so much of the conversation about Mike Evans is the legitimate red zone threat that he gives the Niners. Brock Purdy now has an absolute weapon to go to, just to throw the ball up to, and Mike will go and get it in the red zone. How much do you think that impacts not just the 49ers as a team and their scoring threat, but how much does that open up opportunities or even take some of the attention, take some of the weight off of the shoulders of a Christian McCaffrey, off of the shoulders of George Kittle when he eventually, hopefully, returns, and even off the shoulders of a Ricky Pearsall who's been trying to stay healthy and become more of a consistent threat for the Niners?
Oh, it's huge. Just the trust that you can have in a player like Mike Evans. And I understand that, it doesn't necessarily help the 49ers get younger and faster, which they need to still do this offseason. But having the trust in a player who, Mike Evans is aging, and he's, maybe he wasn't the fastest guy to begin with, but his game's not built around speed. And you might have an aging receiver. We saw a late career Randy Moss for the 49ers, who, let's be honest, was pretty washed at that point. But his superpower was athleticism and speed. And once that wanes, what are you left with as a football player? It's really the opposite for Mike Evans. And it's probably a lot more like when the 49ers brought in another aging, formerly elite player in Anquan Boldin. That his game was built around power, and that ages better in the NFL. And it's not like Mike Evans is going to show up to OTAs in the first day and be like, oh, well, he's 5'11" now. He's 6'5", 230. He's going to be 6'5", 230 when he shows up. And I don't know where he is right now, maybe on a plane on his way to Santa Clara. He's open. He's open right now. He's open all day, every day, all game, 4 quarters long. He is open, and he's so good with not only his size. He's 6'5", 230. He's got long 35-inch arms. His arms are long as pretty much any player in the league. It's the biggest target you can throw to at wide receiver in the NFL. And he's masterful at his body positioning and coming down with the football. And he can get open on a slant, and 1 yard of separation for Mike Evans is like 5 yards of separation for another wide receiver. So he can win on those slants. He can win, on 3rd and 5. He can win on the dig routes, which is so important. We've seen Brandon Ayuk run 1 million of those over the middle of the field in the intermediate area for Kyle Shanahan. Mike Evans can absolutely win on those, and he can win on the deep ball because of his size and ball skills and elite positioning. He's really, to be honest with you, he's kind of got advanced old guy game anyway. So I think it'll age well. And he's probably the type of guy that you can't get him off the court at the Y. The old guy that's like pulls down all the rebounds. His team always wins. You can't get him off the court. And so to take the basketball analogy further, I've always talked about Brock Purdy as sort of John Stockton. Looks like a school teacher, but will rip your heart out. Well, maybe Brock Purdy found his Karl Malone. Now you just have to hope that you don't run into the 98 Bulls.
I like that analogy. Brian Peacock of Locked On 49ers joining us. So you had mentioned speed, because definitely that I think is still a question mark on this team in terms of the wide receiver position. Do you feel like there is a plan for that this year? Do you feel like they're eyeing someone potentially in the draft as a wide receiver in terms of filling that need of speed?
Yeah, and I do think that Mike Evans is a little bit more of a short-term option. So it probably shouldn't change that much for the 49ers in the draft. If the right player's there at wide receiver in the first round, I think you still got to make that pick, but you don't feel as forced to make that pick at wide receiver in the first round, if you're the 49ers. But they absolutely have to get. What's funny is they have a lot of fast guys on the roster. The Kyle Shanahan has this weird thing where he drafts these 4-3 receivers and really going all the way back. Even going all the way back to Marquise Goodwin, right?
Yeah.
He's a 4-2 guy.
Yeah.
And Marquise Goodwin did have that 1 year of production when basically there's nobody else on the roster to throw to early in Kyle Shanahan's tenure. But, Aldrick Robinson and Travis Benjamin and Danny Gray, there's just been a rotation of this 4-3 receiver that never sees the football field. And it's almost like an afterthought where in the draft they just go, oh, shoot, man, we didn't get a wide receiver yet. Well, that guy's fast. Let's try him out. And they never see the football field. So at some point, they've got to develop some of these fast guys and get them out there on the field. But I think more than just speed, it's being able to run after the catch. The 49ers were the number 1 team in the NFL yards after catch in the Shanahan era up to about 2023, fell off a little bit in 2024. And last year, they were one of the worst. So, and Mike Evans doesn't help that I'm targeting the best yak monster I can find in the draft at wide receiver if I'm the 49ers.
Dude, when I was with the Titans, it was A.J. Brown. I'm going to tell you that. I called him the yak daddy, and I got in a lot of they yelled at me all the time in the locker room. You're so stupid, Kayla. Yak daddy. I was like, hey, that's what he is.
You got to have a yak daddy.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Well, there's the title of this interview. You got to have a yak daddy. Brian, of course, you can't live in perpetual fear of injuries, although I understand any 49ers fan that's scarred and just now expecting the worst. But what about Mike Evans coming off of the injury, not riddled season last season or anything like that, but I mean, you see his resume of the 12 seasons that he had in Tampa Bay and all the games played and the 1,000-yard seasons. And last year sticks out like a sore thumb, right? Only 8 games, just over 300 yards. It's the anomaly that statistically says, hey, you could just package that up and throw that out. But again, he's going to be 33 years old come the start of the season. So how much at all are you thinking about injuries when talking about Mike Evans' potential and best case scenario with San Francisco next season?
Well, on the positive side with the injuries, you're right. I mean, there's a reason he had 11 straight years of 1,000 yards. He was always on the field. And so he was kind of an Iron Man until really last year. He'd never missed more than 3 games in a season until last year. And as I mentioned, it wasn't built on speed. So, if he loses a half a step as he ages, I don't think it's that big of a problem for the style of player that Mike Evans is. And his injuries last year was a hamstring and a collarbone. So it's not like you're dealing with some major lower body injury that would sap all the rest of his athleticism. So from that standpoint, I'm not worried about it, but just age and being on the field. So once he's on the field, I don't have a problem with it and the injury stuff. But, does it start to, guys break down at this age? It's just the reality of NFL life. He's got a lot of tread off of his tires. So can he be on the field would be the big question for me. And does he start to have all these nagging injuries late in his career that we've seen, end so many careers in the NFL? That would be the big question there, because the 49ers have dealt with way too much of that already.
Brian Peacock of Locked On 49ers joining the Matt and Kayla Show this morning. So on the offensive line front, in terms of what is happening, there's always got to be some sort of drama, I feel like, with the Niners and some of these contracts. And right now it's focused on Trent Williams. What do you feel like is going on there? And do you see him being back with the Niners? How big of a hole would that leave?
It's a huge hole if you lose a former or a future Hall of Famer, and we're seeing what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are dealing with that, with losing Mike Evans now, and so that's not great. But you're at a point in the offseason where you could, draft the guy and try to mitigate that loss and develop some more talent on the offensive line, which I've been critical of the 49ers for not already doing that. It shouldn't be shocking that Trent Williams will at some point not be on your football team anymore, whether it's because of contractual stuff that they do that dance every offseason, it feels like, or because of age or retirement or, injury. He misses a few games every year on top of, even when he is on the team. So I was a little critical of 49ers not being able to get in front of this and try to develop some more talent on the offensive line to prepare for this eventual day. And there's so much frustration, I think it feels like, from Trent Williams' side of things, from the 49ers side of things in negotiations once again, and really from the fan base, because I feel like the responses I've gotten from 49ers fans about this latest Trent Williams negotiation is that I think 95% of fans are like, you know what, I'm tired of it. Trade him. Let him go. And so I wonder if the 49ers are almost getting there with Trent Williams as well, because clearly he's not going to be a long-term piece for them. Maybe you're hoping for one more run. And I just think the 49ers need to address the offensive line and put a little bit more effort into developing those players. And I know they like to spend on guys who touch the football, but man, how much easier would it make life on Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey if they could block a little bit better up front? And you've just got to prepare for life without Trent Williams, whether you bring him back this year or not.
Brian, we'll get back to Trent in just a second. A little bit of breaking news is not Niners related, but it is Raiders related, and I know you'll probably have a thought on this. The Raiders are sending Geno Smith, quarterback, to the New York Jets. There it is. Also a 7th-round pick is heading to New York in exchange for a 2026 6th-round pick. So Geno Smith going to the land of just joy and happiness. He's going to the New York Jets. What do you make of that?
Going back to the Jets,
where he started his career.
Yeah. Hopefully that I don't remember the name of the linebacker that punched him in the face in the locker room. Hope they don't bring him back as well. Things will go a little bit better for Geno Smith there. But yeah, clearly Geno Smith wasn't going to be part of. To be honest with you, I don't know what the heck the Raiders were thinking about what they did last year. Their roster was not in a place that they were going to compete. Bringing in a 90-year-old coach and Geno Smith to try to. I mean, just a bad situation. So good on the Raiders for looking at themselves in the mirror and realizing, yeah, we got to rebuild this thing proper, and it's all going to start with their young quarterback. And the Jets don't really love the place that they're in, and good luck. Good luck, Geno Smith. I don't know if his second time in New York's going to go any better than the first.
Listen, Brian, I'm a Raider fan, diehard. The one solace that we have is at least we're not the Jets. So that's
exactly,
that's
right?
all we get. At least we're not the Jets. It could always be worse.
Yeah, I mean, you're always looking down at the Jets and the Browns.
Yeah, and we got the number 1 pick, and Fernando Mendoza is going to save us all and win a Super Bowl in like 2 years. That's how it's going to work, right?
And you get to turn down all those Jets phone calls. They're like, well, how about this for trading up for pick number 1? And you say, no thanks.
Yeah, and you hit the hang up button aggressively, like they can feel
Lose my number. Stop calling.
Going back to the Trent Williams situation, though, I understand what you're saying about the future, right? And like you have to start thinking about life after Trent Williams. But you're also in this, like you just went out and got Mike Evans. With the way that the NFC West is, the window is now. You are in such an obvious win now, compete window. Help me, maybe I'm missing something, Brian. It makes no sense to me if you're in this win now window and you're fully going all in on what this is right now and trying to compete with Seattle and LA and win a Super Bowl finally for Shanahan. How can you possibly think you're moving in that direction by moving away and moving off of Trent Williams? Even if like they went out and got they traded for the backup left tackle for the Patriots. I'm forgetting his name. I apologize. Even if they were to address the left tackle position in the draft, how is that not counterproductive to what the Niners are in theory supposed to be doing right now or want to be doing right now?
I struggle a little bit with this one because we talk about windows all the time. To be perfectly honest, I don't think that window is there right now for the 49ers with those older players. Like the old core is not the championship core. They need a new core of players to bring them the next championship. Brock Purdy. And so if you're counting on the 38-year-old left tackle and the 33-year-old tight end coming off an Achilles and the 30-year-old running back that just had the most touches in the NFL on being your core to win football games and win a championship, then I think you're doing it wrong. So I think that window is closed, not with those players to win, but they are no longer the foundation that they were in 2023. 2023 was the window. Right. They've got to build themselves a new window, and I think it's going to have to be a new group of players that wins with them, and hopefully develop some star players that can be the next core. So that's the way I look at that. And I just a 38-year-old left tackle, you can't let that player hold you hostage. He's going to miss games as it is. He's declining, even though he's declining from, the highest peak you can at left tackle. He's still declining a little bit. And so what are you really even getting for another year of Trent Williams that can't be somewhat replaceable? I would bring him back. The other thing is, like, with the contracts in the NFL and all the language, and they've got this roster bonus, it's like they negotiated themselves into this place. Just, he's under contract. You have the cap space. Let him play it out. Why does it have to be this big thing and this big dance every offseason? Mm-hmm. Let him finish his career. It's the last year. Draft a guy that can maybe compete at guard, because they do have a starting left guard hole that maybe jumps into left tackle after Trent Williams. It would be a perfect succession plan. That'd be the ideal, thread the needle draft pick would be, I think Max Onich or someone from Arizona State who needs some time anyway. He could play guard next to Trent Williams. You upgrade left guard while you keep Trent Williams, and then that player bounces out to left tackle when Trent Williams retires or moves on after the year. I think that's the ideal way to go about it. But nope, they got to do the dance and worry about cap numbers and roster bonuses and void years. And so here we are once again with Trent Williams.
Brian Peacock of Locked On 49ers joining us. We talk so much about the offense. At least we've been on the show lately. But you cannot forget about the defensive side of the ball. And when you see what Seattle did last year with that defense, and you look at the 49ers right now and the lack of pass rush in terms of getting to the quarterback, they ranked dead last in sacks last year. I know sacks aren't everything, but they clearly need to address that. Nick Bosa is going to come back. We'll see how he comes back from another injury. What is their plans, do you feel like, Brian, in terms of an edge position? Could they go out and get a Trey Hendrickson, or is that beyond their dollar, in terms of what they can spend?
I'm with you 100% on the pass rush. They're the worst pass rushing team in the league. Nick Bosa helps that by himself. Trey Hendrickson, I think, would be a phenomenal player and a phenomenal fit for the 49ers, but they just spent a first-round pick on a defensive end last year. And so does Trey Hendrickson sit on base downs? And Matt Kayla Williams, who's a really good run defender, is on the field? And then do you take your first-round pick, do you neuter him and make him a backup player? While you have to spend a lot of money on someone like Trey Hendrickson, I think the need is more straight pass rush and even rotational pass rushers, because I love the ability to stop the run for the 49ers' three rookies. I think they're all going to start this year. Michael Williams on the opposite side of Nick Bosa, and then you've got Alfred Collins, the second rounder, and C.J. West, the fourth rounder. And they're all better run defenders than pass rushers, and really didn't see a lot of pass rush at all from any of them as rookies. So I like that as the base defensive line, but you have to add a second wave of pass rushers, and I think that's what we saw from the Seahawks. They didn't have a 20-sack guy. They just had a bunch of guys and ran hockey lines of pass rushers at teams, and I think that's what the 49ers need to look for, and I think you can probably find that even outside of the first round. Get a stand-up type rusher. We saw Raheem Morris last year with the Falcons when he was in charge. What did he do? He drafted not one but two speed stand-up type edge rushers that could bring pressure off of the edge. And so, maybe in the second round, I think there's going to be a really good group of potential really athletic pass rushers that you're not even too worried about what they're going to do stopping the run on first down. You just want them to be able to bring pressure and bring speed off the edge and get after the quarterback. And, an interior defensive lineman, I think, is very similar. Find a guy who's 290 pounds, a little undersized even, that can come in and pressure the quarterback on third down. It's all about pass rush if I'm looking at defensive linemen in this draft and in the offseason.
Brian, final thing for you. Speaking of the draft, the Niners ended up getting 3 comp picks all in the 4th round. One did not fall to the 5th round. Of course, we know the Niners are heavily looking to this draft to restock, retool, and start to build that next generation of Niner football, that future generation of Niner football. It sounds like a minor thing, but how big of a deal is that in your mind to have 3 4th-round picks instead of having one of those comp picks fall to the 5th?
Yeah, you know what? They've been better if they're 4th-round picks than their comp 3rd-round picks anyway. So I like that, and it gives them some maneuverability. Maybe you trade one of those down and you get an extra pick on day 3 and have a 5th and a 6th-rounder, and then maybe use one of those 4ths to go up and secure the player you want on day 1 or day 2 of the draft. So really gives the 49ers a lot of flexibility in the draft and to not even have to pick necessarily 4 straight 4th-rounders. But I think they've been pretty good on day 3 of the draft as it is, so they could probably pluck a pretty darn good player there, and who knows, maybe a sneak in another star player, another George Kittle, another Talanoa Hufanga, another Dre Greenlaw at that portion of the draft, because as weird as things have gone in the draft for them in early rounds, they've been historically great at finding awesome football players on day 3. So definitely beneficial for the 49ers to have that extra 4th-round pick this year and gives them maneuverability in the draft.
The incredible Brian Peacock from Locked On 49ers, nice enough to join us here on Matt and Kayla during this busy time. Brian, we really appreciate you making the time, my friend. You're a legend. We look forward to having you back on in the near future. Get some rest, man. It's the off season, isn't it?
No.
Dude, the off season is the on season for me, man. I love it. This is great. I get up for it. The draft, the free agency, the tampering. Give me all of it, man.
Well, get out on the golf course at least a little bit, my man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's happening. I'll be out there Friday, golfing terribly.
Well, see, that is the most relatable thing you said. I appreciate you, Brian. Have a good one, my friend. The wonderful Brian Peacock, nice enough to join us. We will take the break. When we come back, more on NFL free agency, a little bit on the Niners as well. ESPN has put out their winners and losers in NFL free agency so far. Plus, Kayla has a theory on the 49ers and Trent Williams, what they're trying to do. Kayla will share that theory with us. Before Pick a Side, it's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Residence Inn Cal Expo and Gornick Academy. More info at CITBfest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Again, I just learned more and more about Kayla Anderson. That can I share the vagueness, or do you not want that?
No, you can share the vagueness.
Okay. Kayla, we're talking with our good buddy Christopher Laud, of course, from the morning show. Does a billion things here.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And Kayla just randomly drops the story. Yeah, I had a night where I didn't remember what happened, but I broke my tailbone because I'd fallen on a stage while doing karaoke. What? You've been pushed off a boat in Miami or something like that? You've jumped over
Lake Havasu.
You jumped off over a barbed wire fence running from cops? Like, who are you?
Kayla, secret agent.
You should write a book.
Funny enough, the karaoke one was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
That just happened.
You know what's funny though? It wasn't like years ago. The crazy part about it was I really did break my tailbone. But guess what I did? The next day I got up and I went to hot yoga, and I refused to let it. I was like, this isn't going to heal. I did hot yoga for 2 weeks. That thing was gone. I had no pain.
What?
No pain.
That
doesn't sound scientific.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. And I asked the yoga people. I said, I have a broken tailbone, I firmly believe. And they said, if you do it, just don't push yourself, but you can come in and work through it, and it should help you. And sure enough, 2 weeks, I was not feeling any pain in terms of my tailbone.
Okay.
Now, it still might not be completely right, but I don't feel it.
Listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't know nothing. But if you break a bone, stretching your leg, stretching your back, how does that
I don't know.
fix
but
the bone?
I just kind of do what my body says to do, and usually it just kind of works out.
So we're confirmed the bone was broken, right?
Kyle, if it wasn't broken, it was severely damaged.
Okay, well, regardless.
Okay, I just wanted to check in.
I have a
So you've never gotten it checked out?
Never. I have a
It's an awkward appointment.
very high pain tolerance.
Uh-huh.
And so it does not surprise me if there was that I worked through it.
Yeah,
and I didn't think about it.
So you've broken your tailbone. You busted your knee on a prop of a boat.
I cut my knee open to 5 inch from the tendon.
And you were dancing on a table later that day, you said.
Yeah, and then I broke my wrist punching someone.
That's right. We've established that.
And then grounded it down to the bone where there's no circulation because I worked waitressing for 3 months on it without doing anything. There might be some other ones in there.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Any other big injuries you can think of?
Not drastic, but again.
You know, Kayla and I are so alike in so many ways. It's terrifying that they put us together. Our birthdays are literally a day apart. Like, there's so many things that are terrifying. This is the area that we're completely opposite. Because Kayla's lived 12 lives and done all this crazy stuff all over the country. And I'm little Sacramento boy that didn't do anything. It's like, I twisted my ankle one time.
Wild and crazy Kayla.
That's why I said I'll be your bodyguard. All right?
I mean,
don't mess with Matt.
Yeah, don't.
All right?
She's my lawyer, too, apparently.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer as well.
She's a lawyer as well. Well, you had a theory on what the Niners are doing with Trent Williams, or what their approach is, or why they feel this, or they feel that they can get away with this, or the leverage that they might have in the Trent Williams situation. What is that theory?
Yeah, because it's always interesting, and we don't know exactly where this is going. These are all things that we're hearing come out of maybe Trent's camp, maybe, the 49ers camp and Lynch. And why I go that direction in terms of John Lynch, we've known them to be, the Niners, to be kind of standing their ground in negotiations a lot. It's happened with several of their big players, and it's happened before with Trent Williams in trying to kind of negotiate a contract situation. I think right now, because no one's seeming to budge, the 49ers are definitely probably getting out there, and this is just my theory, playing some hardball. Like John Lynch is playing a little bit of hardball. We've seen the 49ers mentions Trent Williams now maybe associated with Kansas City.
Yep.
What is Kansas City's interest? But when you really look at it, like, how much interest do you feel like there is in the league right now for a 38-year-old tackle? Granted, he's a left tackle. I tell you all the time, they don't grow on trees. He has had some injuries in the past, but last year he had a pretty healthy season, and he's been extremely good for the Niners and, what they do offensively. So I feel like it's one of those things that maybe Lynch and them are playing some hardball just to say, like, all right, Trent, go out there.
Yeah.
See what's out there on the market for you. See what price you can get.
Yeah.
Because when it all comes down to it, Trent was just on a podcast 2 weeks ago raving and ranting about Kyle Shanahan and how much he loves playing in this offense. So I'm sure Lynch and them are like, okay, we'll go see what it's like if the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, if you can find more, find the money you're looking for, find better, find an organization to give it to you, okay, we'll call your bluff. Go ahead and find that. Which I understand that approach, but if he does find it, ruh-roh.
Yeah, but then you're back to, a situation of what do you do at left tackle? I understand you could draft a left tackle. You guys, let me tell you, unless you're getting that left tackle, a top 15 pick, maybe even just a top 10, they're not going to be coming out ready to go. There's just no way. And then you thinking that McCaffrey and company are going to have as much success as they have in the past with a rookie left tackle. It just doesn't work like that.
You can build a better offensive line as a whole, but you will not find, unless you somehow strike absolute gold, you will not find a Trent Williams replacement. You will find a Trent Williams placeholder.
Right now. Yeah. Still go maybe draft that guy that you think can, because I agree. They have lacked on developing youth in this line for the future.
Right.
We got to start thinking past this year, but at least it would give them time again to develop a left tackle for a year or so under Trent, while you maybe could still find success this year.
Yeah, but this is where, like, Brian Peacock's comments in the last segment were surprising to me, because he said he thinks, like, the Niners window is closed.
Then why did they add Evans?
Which
Evans isn't here for 4 more years,
that's
5 more years.
the question. They clearly appear to want to compete in the toughest division in football, the NFC West. They believe they still have the potential of making a Super Bowl run. So maybe the window has closed in other people's minds, but I feel clearly in San Francisco, they believe they're still there. And they looked at the way the league was last season and said, well, I mean, the Seahawks weren't unbeatable. They won the Super Bowl. No one expected that. The freaking Patriots made it to the Super Bowl. They're probably going, damn it, like we ran into the Chiefs 2 times.
Yep.
How do we get there and the Chiefs aren't there, and can we beat whatever team is there? Like the Buffalo Bills looked vulnerable. Josh Allen had a down season. That team in general is in a little bit of a state of limbo. Like, I understand, like the Eagles aren't the Eagles anymore. I understand the Niners looking at the league. Even the Lions were down. The Niners are probably going, yeah, we have it. Why can't we? Why not? Why not us? Why can't we be in that conversation? So, which is why, to me, not bringing Trent Williams back, again, focusing on this year specifically and not the future, because that's what the Mike Evans deal is. It's this year specifically and not the future. Why wouldn't you just make it work and figure it out with Trent Williams? But I don't know. We'll see how this entire thing plays out. But ESPN also put out their so far 2026 NFL free agency winners and losers. Tyler Linderbaum was mentioned as a winner. Not the Raiders specifically, but Tyler was. The Ravens were mentioned as losers because of the loss of Tyler. But Tyler got paid, the biggest deal in the history of for a center. And the explanation behind it was that Tyler just opened the door wide open for offensive linemen out there, because they were always kind of lumped together. And this is what the offensive lineman market is, and it will never be at this higher than this point. And this is it. This is the ceiling. This is the cap. If you're an offensive lineman, this is the money you're going to be making. And Tyler and the Raiders went, F that. We're breaking that by a huge margin. We want Tyler here. We have money to spend. And now that sets the bar for offensive linemen and centers going forward.
It's huge, man. And again, I learned so much and gained so much respect the last 3.5 years for linemen and just what it really means to set up a whole offense. Again, in this job, we learn every day, and that's what I love about it. And I didn't know as much about, the positions and what they meant in terms of like the full meaning of a lineman and what they can do for a quarterback, whatever. And so when you bring in Linderbaum as a center, and good for him, he got his money.
He got paid.
He got paid. It's just, they clearly have the plan to draft Fernando Mendoza. They're bringing in a safety who has been extremely successful with the Ravens, and they are bringing him in to be the quarterback of the offensive line, where they're going to move over Jackson Powers-Johnson, where he struggled a little bit last year. He's going to help mentor him. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's going to happen. He'll be pushed over to guard. That already fixes 2 positions. You're going to shore up that line. Is it going to be fixed completely next year? No. But you're starting to really put the main pieces together, and then right away you're going to have that rookie quarterback being able to work with the center that knows what he's doing. They talk all the time. They talk in meetings throughout the week. This is so important. It's underrated. It is a huge win for the Raiders. I cannot signify or specify that enough.
And really quickly before we go to break, they had the Titans as losers so far. They mentioned that the Titans have made a lot of moves, but none of them really ultimately move the needle. Of course, with your Titans background, what did you think of that? Premature L grade for them or fair?
Yeah, I think it's a little premature L because there's just holes that had to be filled. Like, they are a really, really young team, and there's really a skeleton roster there. And they added 2 cornerbacks. They added someone to go next to Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line. I think they did things they had to really just fill some holes. Mm-hmm. And of course you're going to have to spend money, but they had the second most cap space under the Raiders. So you can nitpick at some of those decisions, but they still have to get like younger. Like they're starting to build through the draft. That's the way Mike Borgonzi wants to build. So I'm not looking too much into like what these free agency ads are going to mean for their full future, but they had to fill holes. They just had like nobody in the secondary. Yeah. They added 2 corners. Like, it's just things that they had to do.
And ESPN acknowledges in this, it's very early. There's a ton of off-season left. We haven't even gotten close to the draft. Like, this is very, very, very early winners and losers.
Mitch Trubisky as the backup to Cam Ward, I don't know about that, guys. Like, I was kind of like, okay. But whatever. Hopefully Cam Ward can stay healthy like he did last season.
We'll take the break. When we come back, it's time to pick a side before we finally get into Kings Talk.
There it is.
During lunch break. We've put it off long enough. Pick a side is next. Kings Talk to follow. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Think you got the perfect bracket? Prove it. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge for a shot at $1 million. It's free and open to fans nationwide, so lock in your picks now at SactownSports.com/contest. Powered by Power Business Technology.
Co-hosts of the wildly popular Bad Friends podcast, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Wow, I can't even believe that this is real right now. Yeah, dude. I feel like this is a scam. It's going to explode on you.
No. Live Saturday, March 14th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
Do you know what the 3 colors on the Irish flag stand for?
What?
The hair, the skin, the soul.
Oh, is that what liquor does to your soul?
Yeah, turns you green.
Buy tickets now. Visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Oh, this is like...
That's top notch.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Sacramento! Now you got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Yes, indeed. It is time to pick a side before we get into the conversation that needs to be had, although it's not a fun one, about tonight's Kings versus Pacers game. Tank off. Honestly, we'll see how the Sacramento Kings approach it. I know how the Pacers are approaching it. I'm very curious about how
we want to lose.
I'm very curious about how Doug Christie and the Sacramento Kings are going to approach tonight's game, because if they do approach it the same way they approached the Chicago Bulls game, they're winning by like 20.
Oh, yeah.
So we shall see. We'll get into that in lunch break, but right now it is time to pick a side.
Let's go.
All right, pick a side number one. Oh, the Patriots just signed Romeo Dubes.
Romeo Dobbs.
No, they had done that like 5 minutes ago or something like that.
Wait, did you just call him Dubes?
I do this because his name is spelled Dubes, but he wants to pronounce it Dobbs, but it's wrong.
Wait, so Dobbs do you think would be D-O-B-E-S?
It would be D-O-B-B-S or D-O... O-B, no.
So you're telling someone that their last name's pronunciation is wrong.
Yes.
Because you know that.
Yes, that's like how Christian Brown goes by Christian Brown. No, you're Christian Braun. I don't know why you insist on being Christian Brown.
It's the most...
I want Kyle to get in a Westbrook situation like this.
That is the most Kyle thing to say, I know how your name is pronounced, not you.
I'm not... Look, you can pronounce it however you want to pronounce it. All I'm saying is he's Romeo Dubes.
I was like, how does Kyle not know this?
No, it's a joke. It's his. I know it's Dobbs. Patriots cashed him out.
That will be in my 2-minute drill.
Okay then.
More on Romeo Dubes coming up.
Romeo Doobie.
Sorry, I was gonna read it.
Off the rails
I
already.
had to.
I know.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
Pick a side number one.
Yeah, so I was going to read the question and I saw it breaking news on the TV. Anyways, Lou Dort, you know him. His name is spelled correctly. Lou Dort, he got 2 flagrant fouls, as Matt mentioned earlier on in the show, on Jokic. He apologized after the game. Do we like this or dislike apologizing for picking up 3 flagrants on Jokic?
I'm fine with the apology because the first one was as bad as it was. The flagrant 2 in their game that was in Denver, right? Where he took him out at the hip, took him out at the knee. It was an obvious dirty play to a center. That plays dirty to anybody, but especially to a center. Rule number 1, you do not touch the legs and the hips of a center.
No,
you just don't mess with
They're
that.
money makers.
You could literally ruin their careers. And Nikola Jokic is not just the best center in the league. He's one of the greatest centers we've ever seen. Statistically, he will end up being probably the greatest basketball player we've ever seen in terms of some of the numbers. Maybe. Who knows?
Sure.
Depends on how long he wants to play, unless he goes to care more about horse racing. But I'm okay with the apology because of that, but I like the rivalry. I like the heat. You can have it without the dirtiness, but I like what's brewing between the Thunder and the Nuggets.
I don't like the apology. Beep the apology, Dort. Beep the apology. In all seriousness, I do like the building of something like this and what it could be in terms of the playoffs, and I like a little the chippiness. I get what he was trying to do. I mean, maybe do it behind the scenes, like get his number, like text him, say, hey, sorry about that. Don't get it out in the public, though. We want this thing as heated as it gets when it comes to it. So
Kayla wants blood.
Yeah,
Kayla wants
I
beef.
Said, whatever with the apology, Dort.
I'm on Team Matt for this one because in my real life, I am the person who very much will, the second there is conflict, immediately de-escalate. That is just who I am as a person. I am an immediate de-escalator, although on the basketball court, I want more public fights and I want more public apologies. How about that?
Okay.
That's what I'm going for. Also, I can't wait for these playoffs. I just need the Final Four in the West. Somehow, I need Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Yeah. I need those 4 to be the Final Four. I don't care who plays who. Just make those the Final Four somehow, some way.
As long as we get the Thunder playing both the Nuggets and the Spurs, we'll win.
We'll be good.
We will be big
winners. The Timberwolves hate the Thunder too.
I know.
All right, next question. You guys will get in some debate. I
just want to see this.
And I want to talk about this.
I don't have a ton on this one. The NBA stepped in to cancel the Hawks Magic City Strip Club promotion night. The sponsors apparently were not happy. There's a whole press release where they talk about it, but they mentioned the sponsors in the press release.
This was our pick aside. I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago
it was
or whatever.
It was a bit ago.
Like thinking if they even should have done something like this. I think it's a little tacky that they even did something like this, but I get like it is a part of Atlanta. Like that's what, if you live in Atlanta, and I lived close to Atlanta and been to Atlanta many times.
It's meaningful there.
Yeah, it's meaningful there. But unfortunately, I think the league, and I was listening to Stephen A. Smith this morning, he had people come out and reach out to him in the league saying, we did not know about this. It's not a good look for us. So I'm pretty sure the league put pressure on the Hawks to shut it down. And honestly, it probably shouldn't have been something unless it was approved by the league to even go with in the first place, because then you wouldn't have to shut it down. So I agree with it. And I know Shea Cornette was talking about it as well. Her husband's doing the game, and she was talking about like her family's watching, and to address like, what's a strip club, mommy? Like, it was just it's kind of odd and awkward. So I agree with it.
Yeah, so Dave had a theory, and I think he's 100% right, that the NBA stood in front of the Hawks and made the decision so the Hawks wouldn't have to, so the Hawks wouldn't piss off Magic City and the local sponsors and things like that.
Yeah.
But as a father, I don't necessarily need my son or kids to be watching a basketball game that is celebrating that. I understand it's different in Atlanta. I can only speak from my very California, Sacramento perspective. Not my thing. Could be yours. I have no problem with what you do and what anybody does with their time. But when you make a night about it, you subject everybody to that.
Right.
And it sounds like already like ticket sales and ticket prices have plummeted for this game. It went from like $180 to $50 on average. The majority of that crowd would have probably been purchasing tickets to that game for that reason.
For the wings themselves.
For the wings, just the wings. Only the wings, of course. But there would be a kid in that crowd that probably is going, what is the, or a parent in that crowd and I understand the NBA wanted to get out in front of that. So I personally never was a big fan of it, but I don't have any problem with had it have gone on. I just would have not partaken in it as a family man, or that would have been someone that would be like, hey, kids, we're going to buy tickets to a different game. And you have the freedom and the power to do that too. So I think the NBA probably did the right thing, but it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And look, I feel like if the Hawks wanted to go through with it, the Hawks should have been allowed to go through with it. But it seemed like by the end, the Hawks didn't want to go through it because it just became something that it wasn't, right? They were trying to do something cool for Magic City. I think like one of the Hawks co-owners is also the owner of Magic City or something like that. Like they were trying to do something cool, and then it became a broader conversation that I think like Luke Cornett was fighting Draymond Green about it or something like that.
I think Al Horford was involved too.
Yeah, like it just spiraled out of control, and I think the Hawks got to a point where they were like, we don't want to do this anymore. Like now you guys have hijacked the thing that we were trying to do. Right. So I think it's fine that they canceled it, even though they should have been allowed to do it if they wanted to.
We got another one in here?
We got one more here. Do you want to do... Kayla, do you want to do the first one or the second one?
Second one.
All right.
Do it.
Kayla is saying Baskin Robbins is the
Let's
goat
go.
of ice cream.
Okay, so like the Baskin Robbins, like the shop that you go in to get ice cream.
No,
the 31 flavors.
No, but
yes.
like, do you mean like it's the goat ice cream
like they
place?
have the best ice cream.
Because you can buy Baskin Robbins ice cream at like Safeway.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna compare, you have to go kind of into the shop to get it. Like an ice cream shop.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay, what's your favorite?
I'm Cold Stone.
Ew.
What do you mean, ew? You're ew.
That they're trying too hard.
Wait, but they got the cool like spoons, and then they put stuff in the middle of it, and they fold it over. Yeah, it's dope. It's art.
And we're trying to like impress you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to Baskin Robbins where
That's
a 16-year-old takes a spoon that they put in this bucket of hot
chip,
water.
Baby,
well, that's
all
true.
The way.
That's true.
Goated at Baskin Robbins. Nobody does it better.
I mean, I agree with you on the mint chocolate chip is the best ice cream, and everybody who says that, they're wrong and it's their fault. But Baskin-Robbins is teenager who just sticks in the same bucket of water, scoops it, puts it in a pink cup, and says, here you go. Cold Stone, there's art. There's work to it. It's like tossing a pizza.
There's too much. There's too much.
What do you mean there's too much?
I don't want to be given the option to add 60 million things of candy because I will do that. And then it's like
why?
And then it's too much for me to handle. I just want to see.
So you don't like froyo places?
No, those are okay.
But that's where you just add a bunch of things on top of it.
But they're more unhealthy at Cold Stone. Baskin-Robbins is like they have the flavors you want, and then they'll add in a flavor of the month if you want to get feisty. But like this year or this week, it's like cocoa bananas or something like that. But like,
Why do you know that?
Because I just went there, and that's why it's on
Yes,
there.
a lot of these questions are just what did Kayla do the day before?
If we didn't have me doing this, we wouldn't have a pick a side.
I love it. I don't have to touch the rundown. I just get to just show up and what's on Kayla's mind? Will we fight about it or will we not? I don't know.
I'll sometimes throw a thing or two in there, but it's kind of just become like the Kayla. What is on Kayla's mind?
My favorite is always sports topic, somewhat sports topic. Whatever Kayla ate.
Yeah, that's becoming a thing.
Hey,
also, it's so wrong.
No,
so wrong, Kayla.
What's Kyle's
Where
side?
Baskin-Robbins hits, Baskin-Robbins take-home ice cream cakes. Those slap.
That's what I had for my birthday, the grasshopper pie, every single year because I don't really like cake, so I'd get the grasshopper pie, which is mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, going into a Baskin-Robbins and just grabbing one of the cakes, bomb. But in terms of ice cream, it's Cold Stone. Kyle? Cooker.
Well, personally, I think you should support local ice cream shops instead of giant corporations.
All right, nerd.
Oh, God.
But also, no,
loser.
Baskin-Robbins is not that good.
What?
No, it's like the fifth one. Someone in the chat, Aaron, has the same point. The thrifty ice cream at Rite Aid, that's better than Baskin-Robbins.
Ew, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's so good. You got to try it.
No way.
It's thrifty.
I didn't even know Rite
so
Aid
good.
even existed. Still. I thought that wouldn't have a business.
Yeah, no. Not only do you not go get corporate ice cream, Baskin-Robbins way down low on the list. Please sponsor the show.
Kayla don't want your thrift mint chip.
So wait, what's Kyle's favorite then?
Well, my personal favorite here.
Ice cream shop.
Oh.
Well, in Sacramento, I like the Sacramento Sweets Shop down in Old Sacramento. Licked down in Old Oak Park.
Don't laugh. Don't.
That's a great spot, you know?
Don't look at me when he says that. Don't look at me.
There's a couple other good ones. There's some candy shops down in Old Sacramento I like, you know?
You're wrong,
I like
Kayla.
frozen yogurt shops.
You're wrong, but Baskin-Robbins is great. Sponsor the show. We appreciate it.
No, yeah, Baskin-Robbins, even of the corporate ones, Baskin-Robbins is one of the
Sponsor our
lowest.
show. We'll do the mint chocolate chip question of the day.
But if Baskin-Robbins does sponsor the show, I mean, that's my number one favorite all the way through
we
and
love
through.
that. Hey, Mustache Spider says, food doesn't slap, it smacks, Matt. Shut up, Mustache Spider. When we come back, it's time for lunch break. We had dessert first, now we're getting lunch break.
Go.
And let's talk Sacramento Kings. It's coming up next on Sactown Sports.
The madness is here, and so is your shot at $1 million. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. It's free and open to fans nationwide. Head to SactownSports.com, build your bracket, and see if you've got what it takes. This contest is brought to you by Power Business Technology. For all your business copier needs, call 1-844-POWER-BZ or visit PowerCopiers.com. Don't sleep on this. Get your picks in now.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ever notice how your floors still look dirty, even after you mop?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Swiffer Power Mop gives you a deeper clean you can actually see.
I'm listening.
Unlike string mops, Swiffer Power Mop absorbs more dirt and locks it away, even in those hard-to-reach spots.
Like behind the toilet?
Exactly. The new micro scrubbers deliver thousands of tiny deep cleaning actions, so your floors look, smell, and feel clean.
Bye-bye, dirty floors. Hello, Swiffer Power Mop.
Try the Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo Inc.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
Well, I might have pissed off Russell Westbrook recently, but Kayla Anderson has pissed off the text line with your ice cream.
I know.
We got multiple texters about Leatherby's.
Yeah,
multiple texters about Gunther's.
See, these are all local establishments, which, by the way, I'd have no idea about because I just recently moved here. And I've moved so much in my career that it's hard to, like, find some of those homegrown places.
Yep.
Like, I found that in Tennessee because I was there for 8 years. But, yeah, I'm loving all the recommendations because I will definitely try out some of these places. And by the way, Leatherby's, some of you guys, Gunther's, if you want to sponsor our show, even our lunchtime break, I won't turn down ice cream at lunchtime or any time of the day. Okay?
We're putting you on game, Kayla, is what's happening here. There's great ice cream shops here in Sacramento. That's all that's happening.
I appreciate all the listeners giving me some advice.
What is the earliest in the day you ever had ice cream?
Probably like noon.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I am not probably going to do that in the morning. I don't know if I could eat it that early, but you never know. If you have the right deal.
6:30 in the morning for me.
6:30, huh?
6:30. So you just woke up and said, "I'm starting my day with ice cream." Ooh. Hey, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think this is a random memory. I think I was watching like the Jets and Falcons in London, like a football game. I can't remember why that was the case.
Yeah. It sounds like my nephew, Easton. He can eat that at 5 a.m. in the morning, and he'd be more than happy.
Hey, man, do you. Ice cream is good all the time. Even when it's cold, ice cream is good. It is time for lunch break. Now is your time to call in and be a part of the show. 916-339-1140, 800-920-1140. If you want to jump into this conversation we're about to have, we would love to have you. But it's not a fun conversation, y'all. We've put it off for 2 hours. We can't put it off any longer. The Sacramento Kings host the Indiana Pacers inside the Golden One Center tonight in what is being not so affectionately labeled the tank off. It's just the tank bowl,
Dang it.
tankopotamus, whatever you want to call it. This game tonight, I think, is going to be very, very, I won't say embarrassing because the league's dealt with this before, but this is one of those games that the league is going to try to acknowledge didn't happen as much as possible, or at least I think it should be that. The question is simple, and I know there are going to be fans that are going to go to the Golden One Center tonight that have tickets to tonight's game that don't know or care at all about draft lottery odds and tanking or whatever. They're going to be there. They're going to cheer for a win. I'm not talking to those people. Those people are fine. For the sickos like us who have to follow this team as closely as we do, give me a legitimate reason why winning this game would be a good thing for the Sacramento Kings. And I say that not to bask in the glory of we want to lose. I say that to acknowledge just the horrible spot of just where we're at. The Kings are holding off the Indiana Pacers, who have lost 9 straight games. They're half a game back of Sacramento in the tank standings. The Washington Wizards are 2 games back of Sacramento. They've lost 8 straight. The Dallas Mavericks are starting to plummet down the draft lottery odds because they're embracing the tank. They've lost 7 straight. Teams are obviously taking fines and the ire of Adam Silver in order to tank blatantly right now. Meanwhile, the Sacramento Kings beat the you-know-what out of the Chicago Bulls because they played Russell Westbrook 35 or whatever it was, 34 minutes last night, and Russ led the team to perfection and was vintage Russell Westbrook with a triple-double. And like if you heard yesterday's show, I wasn't mad at it. I was cool with it. I liked the game that Russ had. I just wonder, is that Sacramento Kings team going to show up tonight? Or are the Sacramento Kings going to intentionally keep that from happening? Because it's on them. It's not anything that the Pacers are going to do. It's on the Kings. Does Doug Christie rock with Russ and rock with Malik, who's been playing more lately, and let Max continue to play very, very well? Does DeMar DeRozan come back from his illness that kept him out the first game he's missed all season? Or do the Kings keep playing those guys and win this game? It's on the Kings. I'm fascinated to see what Doug Christie and the Kings do tonight.
I'll tell you, the one thing that hasn't been the same this year or boring or monotonous is I think like every night we don't know necessarily how this team is exactly going to look, what the starting lineup's exactly going to be, if Devin Carter's going to get time, is he not going to get time, is Russ going to play, there's a question every single night with this team because we don't know exactly what they're doing and what they can do at this point. So I guess now you go into this game doing exactly what we've done in almost every other game and thinking, okay, well, DeMar's probably back. So DeMar's probably back in the starting lineup with Russell Westbrook. Are we going to go back to just seeing maybe more of that, I'm not going to say they don't play team ball, but just in terms of like getting the ball movement going, like doing the things that they did in this last game with Russ, like on one. I don't think we're going to see the exact same type of game. Every game's going to be different. So does that help them then? If that's not the case, maybe. But this is a really, really bad Pacers team. And I don't see them intentionally going out there and being like, we have to be worse than the Pacers. How do we do it?
Yep.
There's no player conversation in the locker room doing that.
Right, 100%.
Right? So it's like, then how does it happen if it's going to happen? I don't know it's going to happen. I think they could win this game.
Yep.
You're exactly right.
This is where the Kings, as an organization, will decide if they're turning to the dark side or not. Like, to use the Star Wars analogy.
Like, this is the time you really start to see the pivot.
This is it.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, this is the crossroads. Are you going to
finagle it a little bit before with teams you were facing?
Right. Like, oh, Russell Westbrook played and DeMar DeRozan played, but we lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, no. Like, yeah, okay. You lost to the New Orleans Pelicans, who have no reason to tank, even if they're not a very good basketball team. Okay, the Pelicans are probably better than you. We're not pretending that this team, through the first 50 games of the season, when they were trying to win and losing a lot, we're not pretending that, like, they're suddenly going to be good. It's just the Indiana Pacers are so blatantly, intentionally being bad because they need to keep their draft pick that the Sacramento Kings have to make a decision. They have to make a decision tonight. Mm-hmm. And the decision is not telling Russell Westbrook to not play well. The decision is not telling DeMar DeRozan to turn the ball over 5 times. That's not what we're talking about. The decision is, am I playing them or am I not?
Yes.
Because if I've learned anything about Russell Westbrook over his career, and certainly over the last week, Russ is who Russ is. He's going to play hard. There is no telling Russell Westbrook, even if I have thought at times that the way Russ has played and when Russ has gone into Russ mode at times during close games and it's resulted in losses, I think that has directly contributed to the tank. But I'm not saying Russ is intentionally doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying Russ tried to take over a game. It didn't work out. The Kings ended up losing, which ends up being a good thing in some people's eyes. But the reality is, if you want to tank, you're going to have to make it obvious. And by making it obvious, you start Russell Westbrook and you play him 15 minutes. And even if you play him 20 minutes tonight, 20 minutes might be enough for the Kings to build enough of a lead to win this game comfortably, especially if Russ plays like the point guard and the floor general that he was against Chicago.
That looks bad then. I think that looks terribly bad on the organization.
100%.
Because then you sit and see what Russ did the 2 nights, 3 nights before.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, all of a sudden Russ is playing 15 freaking minutes?
Yep.
That look is really tough.
Exactly.
Really tough. And we sit here and spat on the Jazz and the Pacers this year for blatantly doing it. And then if that happens, like, that is probably the worst look in terms of right now.
Yep.
And what they are pretty much showing would be like, yep, we're joining that club right here.
Like, there are going to be, the argument for it from the organization standpoint is, NBA, we had no choice. Mm-hmm. Like, look at the teams around us. They're blatantly doing it. We can play moral good guy all we want to, but playing that hurts us. So if you're going to make changes, we acknowledge you're going to make changes, but those changes aren't there right now, and these teams that we're competing with do not care. Mm-mm. So why should we be the good guy in all of this, unless you can promise us the lottery's rigged and you'll reward us with which, of course, that's not the case. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that conspiracy theory. So you're right. It's up to the Kings. It's really, truly up to Doug Christie. And I don't think this is a Doug Christie thing. I think this call is being made. I have no idea if this is true. I'm totally speculating here. This call might be made by Scott Perry tonight. Mm. This might be, Doug, you know what you got to do.
Dang.
Will Hardy's being told clearly in Utah, Will, you know what you got to do. I can imagine Rick Carlisle in Indiana. He's not too thrilled with everything going on. But Rick, you know what you got to do. Does that order to expect Doug to make that
tough.
call? I know what calls Doug's going to make.
I
If
know.
you leave that up to Doug, Doug's going to say, F it, we're playing to win.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
That's who Doug Christie is. So are you making the call or are you not? Are you giving him the order, another Star Wars analogy, execute Order 66? Are you doing it? Are you embracing the tank? And are you, after allowing Russell Westbrook to put on a show and playing 30-plus minutes and Malik Monk playing 30-plus minutes, are you going to intentionally hold them back and the entire world will know exactly what you're doing? And some people will be able to justify it. A lot of people will be able to justify it. But are you going to do it? Are you going to embrace the dark side? Or are you going to let it ride, win this game, and just see how it plays out? And if you go that route and you can try to justify it by, well, we believe there's more than enough losses that we're going to pile up for the rest of the season, you might be right. the very next game you play Charlotte. You probably will lose that game. Charlotte's been playing really, really well. Then
and
you play
it's back-to-back.
Then you play Then you play the Clippers in LA. You'll probably lose that game. But then you play Utah. They're trying to lose.
Sure. And you play Indiana again.
You don't play Indiana.
You don't play them again.
You play Brooklyn twice.
Twice. Brooklyn twice.
Right?
One at home, one on the road.
You have 2 games against Golden State. Not that Golden State's bad, but 2 out of the last 3 games are against Golden State. Now, in some cases, Golden State might need to win those games to secure position.
Sure.
But if they're locked in, Golden State might shut down those games and shut down their players, especially with the injury to Steph Curry whenever he comes back, to make sure they're as rested as possible going into the postseason or whatever version of the postseason they're going to have. Right? So you can't look at this schedule, which in terms of strength of schedule for the rest of the season is amongst the easiest in the league. You can't look at this schedule and go, well, with any confidence, we'll probably just lose enough games anyway. We'll be just fine. Like, are you going to tank or are you not? Make the decision. And if I will 100% respect, strategically, I won't like it, but I will 100% respect if the Kings go out there tonight and play the exact same way as they do against the Chicago Bulls and beat the brakes off the Pacers. I would respect that because I would know where they stand. It might end up haunting them. It might end up costing them. It would suck if the Kings end up with the 6th or 7th pick. It would suck. But I would at least respect that or respect, you know what, we're going to the dark side. We're doing it. Russ, we played you a lot of minutes recently. Malik, we played you a lot of minutes recently because we knew these games were coming. We wanted to give you a lot of playing time. Now we're going to have to hold you back. Get out there, everybody else. We'll see tonight.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conversations probably had in the locker rooms, in meeting rooms this year because there's been just so many different things that have gone on. And I'm not going to even start to try to understand or think that I understand what's going on behind the scenes with even Scott Perry and Doug Perry. There we go, baby.
You did it. You're fine. Keep going.
We'll call it $1.50
Christie.
in the jar.
Yeah.
I don't even want to begin to, say that I know what's going, but there's always probably, these are conversations every week.
Yes.
And not saying
every
that
day.
they're trying to tank or anything, but I'm just saying like, hey, we got to think about this. But this is different. Like this is now the final, how many games are we at? 17,
17,
right?
I think so.
And I feel like the conversations now maybe start to change a little bit. And you have to look at this year's draft class. This is a very, very special draft class. And I think if anything, if you're Scott Perry, you are looking at this draft class and knowing your job is riding on getting the right pick.
Perry's, yeah.
That Scott Perry's.
Yeah.
That it's a majority, a big chunk of his, what people are going to think of him is riding on this first, maybe second, third overall pick. So in the back of your mind, I think Scott has to have that, belief that this is something they have to do. Maybe is not forwardly coming out here and telling fans that they're tanking, but there has to probably be some conversation about how do you want to go about this tonight?
Yeah.
What's your plan tonight? Who's out tonight because you're like, who maybe needs to nurse something tonight? I'm not saying that's what they're having conversation-wise. That might be the complete opposite. But I think it'd be naive to think that none of that's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
And it doesn't matter what they say. They don't have to say anything. The actions are going to show us. The actions of tonight are going to show us. There is no logical explanation for the Sacramento Kings suddenly holding Russ and DeMar and Malik back tonight other than we're trying to lose this game. And again, I don't think they'd be necessarily blamed for it. I think a lot of people, a lot of Kings fans, at least those who are very vocal and follow the team as closely as we're following the team, I think in some extent are rooting for that and would celebrate that. But by doing that, it's an acknowledgement of the Sacramento Kings of we have to become what we hate. We have to become what we're doing what we need to do to ultimately put our franchise in the best possible spot going forward. And in doing so, we're going to frustrate our head coach. In doing so, we're going to frustrate the fans that paid to see this game. In doing so, we're going to frustrate the league. We're going to frustrate probably Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan.
Sure. That's
and those
another
guys,
thing.
those guys are brilliant too. They've been in the league a long time. Russell Westbrook might not ever change how he plays, but Russ damn sure knows the decision of this Kings organization and where this organization is at. He just doesn't have to worry about it because that's not his job.
No, and that's why you bringing that up too makes me think of another point to bring up about, and I've mentioned it on this show before. With all of the stuff that is going on that we see, that we create conversations about, that we pick on, for it not to, at least that they show it, at least for it not to be affecting the players in a way where they're going at each other or they're going at Doug publicly or letting things slip out of the cracks because their agents or their people, got something and put it out there. Mm-hmm. It really is kind of mind-boggling because there's a lot of stuff that could be put out there somehow that we don't see, at least, that makes them look like in the weirdest times they're pretty cohesive as a team. Yeah. And I think like that, I don't know to give credit to Doug Christie for that or to give credit for the veterans for that, DeMar and Westbrook. But it is fascinating because in any other weird world, I feel like, especially with the Kings and what's happened in the past, these little things would get out here about how there's distractions and there's fighting in the locker room and Doug and the players aren't on the same page. But with everything that's happened, and maybe even tonight when we see maybe DeMar not play or Westbrook not play, if that's the case, probably going to be the same thing, just kind of silent.
Yep.
We don't hear about any of that stuff.
No, because I don't think it's happening.
Right.
I firmly believe it's not
that's
happening.
a credit. I'm saying it's a credit to that,
Yep.
at least that they are being able to do good housekeeping.
One of the things that Russ said when he was yelling at me was he said, well, you're not in practice, you're not in the film session, you're not necessarily in the locker room. But every time I've been around the team, I'm in that building for every single home game.
Yeah.
I was in the locker room before the Chicago Bulls game.
Right.
And now not everybody is in there, and it's not kumbaya and it's not powwow, but guys are friends, they're talking smack to each other, guys are talking to their families. There is a atmosphere of we know we are not in a great situation. We know we're the worst situation in the league, but we're in it together. Mm-hmm. And we're going to approach, I guess. None of us as competitors want to be in this position. So why would we make it worse on ourselves and each other by making it an uncomfortable situation for everybody? And I think that was one of the reasons why Russ.
I think that's veterans.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why Russ did what he did and said what he said is because he wants to set the standard that this season sucks. Yep. Hey, he responded to Chris Biederman. He's like, well, yeah, we know we're last. We know we have the worst offense. We know we have the worst defense. The basketball criticisms are one thing. Sure. What Russ took exception to, and I still don't know specifically what he's talking about. We're going to figure that out at some point. We're going to have a conversation at some point. But Russ's message always was clear to me, which was we're together. There's not these narratives. There's not these things happening. You don't know. And I understand how that would frustrate players. I understand that element of leadership. That's why it can't be on the players to make this decision tonight. Of course it's not. I don't think it's fair to put this decision on Doug Christie, who's one of the lowest paid, if not the lowest paid head coach in this league, who took this job because of, well, one, he wanted to be an NBA head coach, but two, the passion that he has for the city, the passion that he has for this fan base. Doug's goal in life is to bring a championship to Sacramento that he was not able to do so as a player. He calls it unfinished business. So why in the hell would that man less than a year later blatantly go, sure, we're going to intentionally lose basketball games? Doug is smart too. He knows about the draft. He knows about the lottery. He knows about ping pong balls. I remember Doug Christie talking on these airwaves at KHDK for years, talking about how he understands tanking, but he doesn't like it.
Sure.
So it's not on Doug either. Is the organization going to let it be known we are going to lose this game because we need to, or am I going to let Doug Christie and the players do what they're going to do, go out there and win this basketball game tonight? That doesn't mean that they're going to lose out in the lottery. They still could win out in the lottery. They still could end up with the best record or worst record in the league. There's 16 games left after this. So tonight doesn't decide anything. But tonight, the Kings as an organization can decide, what are you going to do? My gut.
I have a gut too.
My gut. I want to hear yours. My gut tells me the Sacramento Kings are going to go out and win this basketball game.
That's what my gut says.
Because
I am again, my gut ain't always telling the truth. Sometimes it gurgles, sometimes it's smooth sailing. Today I feel like it's like a little bit but my gut is saying the thick of it is like they're going to go play their best in terms of like what they think. They're going to go out there and be like, we're just going to play basketball how we've been playing it, and if we win it, we win it, and we should win it probably against this Indiana Pacers team.
Mm-hmm.
Kings are 3.5-point favorites, by the way.
Yeah, I think the Kings,
which is very rare to be a favorite in general.
I think Russell Westbrook sent a very public message last week.
Yeah.
I think the Kings have an opportunity to send another very public message tonight.
Yeah.
If they beat the brakes off the Pacers and Russ plays 30-plus minutes and Maxime Reynaud cooks and DeMar DeRozan is back and he plays 30 minutes, to me, that's a clear message to the rest of the league. We suck. We want the number 1 overall pick. We know, but we're not doing this. We're not doing what those other teams are doing. You're going to change the rules because of those teams, not because of us.
I think so, too. And you might be mad at that as a fan if that happens, but I also respect that in a way.
I do, too.
And I do still feel like they have enough games left where they're not that good to be able to have to think this every single night.
Strategically, it's a bad decision. If you're playing a game, if you're playing a board game, strategically, it is a bad decision. But in basketball, with those competitors and Doug Christie as head coach, unless Scott Perry is going to them all and saying, this is what we're going to do, it's completely on us, this is our decision, everyone's going to know it's our decision, you just have to go out there and execute it. It's either that, or you let them be themselves and they win this basketball game tonight. We'll see what they do inside the Golden One Center.
I think
we will see what they're going to do. We'll take the break. When we come back, I believe, regardless of what happens in the draft lottery, I believe that the Sacramento Kings are going to once again look to move on from Malik Monk this summer. That's my opinion based off of what we've seen to this point. But should they? And what will his role, or what would his role be next season if they were to bring him back? We'll talk a little bit about Malik Monk before Kayla's 2-minute drill. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers.
Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Residents in Cal Expo and Gornick Academy. More info at CITPFest.com.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
I cannot wait to feel and take in the vibes at the Golden One Center tonight. What is it going to be?
I'm interested in that for
Feels
sure.
like a small crossroads for the Sacramento Kings organization. What path will they take tonight?
Meet me at the crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads. Please say you don't.
I don't know what that song is.
Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Yeah, you're asking a couple white people born after Bone Thugs and
I
Harmony.
want you to lead into our next two-minute drill. I would like to request Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads. Thank you.
Okay. You heard the lady. And if
All
you
right.
don't do what she says, she'll take it out on me, so please do it.
Don't worry, DJ LED's got you.
There we go, Kyle.
We are very curious about how the Sacramento Kings will approach tonight's game in terms of playing time. A guy that's been playing a lot recently is Malik Monk. And this didn't start when Keon Ellis was traded. This actually kind of started fairly recently because it wasn't long ago. I'm actually going to bring up Malik Monk's game logs.
Okay.
Because it wasn't long ago that Malik Monk was playing only 17-ish minutes, 17, 18, 19 minutes, and he was playing well. Like, he was shooting well. He's been the best shooter on the Kings this season, and it's not even close. Like, not even close. He's an over 40% three-point shooter. It wasn't long ago that he was just not getting a ton of playing time. Like, listen to this. Against Chicago, 31 minutes.
Okay.
Against New Orleans, 30 minutes. Here are the 5 games before that. This is all long after Keon Ellis was traded.
Okay.
18 minutes, 16 minutes, 19 minutes, 19 minutes, 19 minutes.
Yeah.
Suddenly he starts playing more. Now,
Well, DeMar was out the last game, right?
DeMar was out the last game. Yes, but Russ and DeMar both played
Sure.
in against
Sure.
New Orleans, and Malik played 30 minutes.
That's right.
In that game.
That's right. Was anybody else out in that game? I can't remember.
I mean, other than the usual
Usual,
crop.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't think Devin Carter played in that game.
No, I don't think he did either.
Like the game that Devin Carter did play a lot in when he started at point guard in Dallas when the Kings won in Dallas, Malik only played 19 minutes in that game. So Malik's been available to play, and there have been stretches where we've joked Malik will come in the first half and shoot really well, and you're like, okay, take him out. He's playing too good. Stop.
Shut him
Get
down.
him.
Shut
Sit
him
down.
down. Yeah.
And then low-key Doug kind of would.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was an order from up top. I don't know if that was okay, Malik, thanks for your stretch. Now we got to get some run for Devin Carter. And think about during this time, too, Killian Hayes has been here on 10-day contracts.
Exactly.
And he's
because he
kind
got his second one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he started playing recently, and he's one of those guys where, okay, tonight, are you going to play a lot? Are you not going to play? Are the Kings going to embrace the tank? Like, we'll see what they do. But Malik has been playing very, very well. And against Chicago, I know that was Russell Westbrook's triple-double performance. Maxime Reynaud dominated the paint in that game. Malik led the Kings in scoring with 30. He was sensational in that game. 30 points, 11 of 24 from the field, 5 assists in that game. He's starting to rack up the assists as well, which is what he was known for. He was second to Domantas Sabonis, he was like the best playmaker on the Beam team.
Oh, yeah.
Playmaker being assist
Sure.
heavy or like assisting his teammates, getting his teammates involved. We're seeing Beam team Malik Monk in terms of playing time and production as of late. And like we talked about yesterday, Beam team version of Malik Monk is amongst, if not the best, sixth man in the league. That's why he's paid what he's paid. He's making $18 million this season. He'll be $20 million next season, close to 22, a player option the final year. We've talked about how perplexed we've been that he's not had a market, that a team hasn't gone out there and wanted him. Regardless, he's still here. I'm not trying to create a narrative that the Sacramento Kings want to get rid of him. All I can do, in fact, I reported around trade deadline time that the Kings were backing off on shopping him and looking to keep him around, and they have for the remainder of this season. That does not mean that I don't believe they'd go right back to putting him on the block and seeing what they could get for him this summer. Now, I'm not saying that they're only trying to trade him and nobody else, but I believe going back to last summer, the reason why we heard Malik Monk's name in the sign and trade with Detroit, the reason why we heard Malik Monk's name in a sign and trade with the Golden State Warriors for Jonathan Kuminga, was because Malik, at the time, was the fourth highest contract on the roster and the most easy to move. Because DeMar's somewhat difficult. Domas's and Zach LaVine's almost impossible to move. And that might still be the case this summer. Now you've added DeAndre Hunter and his $24 million or whatever it is. So you've got added another contract now that you have to find a way to deal. I believe that the Sacramento Kings are going to do whatever they can to free up money as much as they possibly can by trading players before they have to buy anybody out. And Malik will be the guy that we hear his name brought up in conversations again and shopped and talked about this summer. I think if the Sacramento Kings, for that reason, had their way, Malik Monk would not be a member of the Sacramento Kings next season out of necessity. Again, not because they don't like Malik, but because of that contract situation and that financial situation. And my question is this: is that the wrong approach?
Yes.
Are you looking at Malik too much as a dollar sign and not as a contributor?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
AI Kayla's back. She's
Yes.
broken.
K-Isla.
Okay. In all seriousness, yes. Because I know I've just been here a year, but when I watch Malik play, when I see how valuable he is to this team, and this isn't even in a season that they're doing anything. Like, they're not going to the playoffs. Coming off the bench and being that guy for this team is his role.
Yep.
And guess what? He's happy with that role here for all intensive purposes. He accepts that role. He excels at that role here.
Well, he doesn't make a fuss about the role, too. I mean, we talked to him at Media Day, and he's like, Malik Monk wants to start, but he'll do whatever they tell me to.
Well, sure, Kyle, but it's like he embraces it, I think. And honestly, I think it's kind of what makes him go out there and do sometimes what he does.
Malik knows and is
fueled by
confident. He knows and is confident in who he is. That's the best way to say
Right.
it. He knows exactly who he is.
And then I look at it as we're talking about this stuff sometimes because we do so badly and desperately need to get off of these heavy veteran contracts that now I feel like we're going to start using players as defaults. And I don't want to see players that could possibly be valuable for you in the future, you know, when you bring in some of these young guys especially, and when you're starting, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win something next year, but they're going to start to try to work towards that. And you do need some players on your team that already kind of fit here, that have done things for you, that can be veterans that help usher in some of these young guys. I just think Malik is a dude that fits all of that. And oh, by the way, he's been your best three-point shooter collectively this season.
Not close.
And so you still need that. Like you don't want him to be the top guy when it's all said and done. You want to have a player that can a younger player who can fill that role. But he is a guy depth-wise that can add that as well. You need more than freaking one. So like my initial thought right now, at least, is no, I don't want them to necessarily just throw him out there and say he got to go.
Regardless of what the Sacramento Kings do with Malik, like we talked about yesterday, they have to address the 4 veteran problem. And Malik is technically a veteran too, but the 4 veterans are Russ, DeMar, Zach. By the way, happy birthday, Zach LaVine.
Happy
31
31st.
today. And Domantas Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 4 veterans, right? And what I said yesterday was I expect 3 to be back. I hope 2 will be back.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a disaster is all of them back. And that's regardless of what you do with Malik Monk. So let me ask you this question really quickly. Assuming, because common sense says one of those 4 minimum has to go, and it sounds like Russell Westbrook's the most obvious one simply because he's not under contract anymore. So
it's almost a cop-out to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. It very much is, but the Kings might choose the easiest routes because they have no other choice. If one of those 4 veterans is gone, Malik Monk is still here. Financially, maybe you're in a better spot. Maybe you're not. We'll see. What is Malik Monk's role on a whatever rookie you want, but it's a rookie-first, rebuild-centric year next season? Malik is still coming off the bench, but what is his role on that team? Is it different from this year at all, or is it the exact same thing?
I think it's probably similar because I still think you have a lot of these pieces here still.
Mm-hmm.
And if he needs to be used in a different role, we've seen it at times, like he can be. But I think it stays the same. I truly do. I just think that maybe he has more consistent minutes.
Yeah. My answer to the question is simple. You have a point guard problem. Nothing next season. This season, you felt you had to address that point guard problem because you thought you were going to be more competitive. Next season, you're probably not going to be more competitive, or you're not supposed to be. Maybe you'll surprise people. The answer is simple in my mind. Malik Monk is your damn backup point guard.
Well, yeah.
That's what he is.
Not starting, but backup.
He's your backup. If you don't want to call him a point guard and just want to call him your secondary ball handler, that's what he is.
Sure.
That's his role here in Sacramento.
I don't have a problem with it.
That's what he should be.
Yeah.
Unless you can find a trade for him that is not just dumping him for crumbs.
Sure.
That is what Malik Monk should be for the Sacramento Kings going forward. It's not the most ideal scenario. We're aware of this, but you're not the most ideal basketball team anyway. That's what Malik Monk should be in Sacramento rather than just dumping him for nothing.
Yep.
So we'll see what the Kings do with Malik Monk tonight and in the summer. We'll take the break. When we come back, let's go back around the NFL, all the stories happening in NFL free agency and beyond. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill here on Sactown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With the center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Ooh, this one hits different. Everybody, everybody. You guys, this is like elite.
This is your childhood?
This right here. This hits. Let's go. Cleveland's finest. Bone Thugs.
What about the harmony?
Because it's like there's different guys.
It was a joke.
Is this just an instrumental?
This is just an instrumental.
Oh, okay. I was like, are they going to start singing at any point?
I did it for you.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't know if they cursed or not. I just went with the instrumental.
Yeah, I've already set Kyle up to play something without vetting it that had a big curse word in it. So let's
Yeah, see, I knew that was going to haunt you, Matt. I hadn't thought about that since the day it happened. I knew it was going to haunt you.
And I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. Y'all know what's going on in the YouTube chat. Let's freaking go.
Just you and the YouTubers, man. Me and Matt over here just like, it sounds
I hope
good.
You're in your cars, you're bumping along, you're saying like, thanks, Kayla, for bringing back one of the oldies but goodies.
driving in your
let's
2006 Honda Civic.
1996.
I had one of those.
Of course you do.
It was red.
it was red. Hey, I like it. It's a good vibe.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
It's a good vibe. Good energy bringing us into Kayla's 2-minute drill.
You know, I feel like we should just use this bed instead of the NFL bed.
No, because I got to get a little hyped.
That's a chill vibe.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready for this 2-minute drill? And I did this just for Matt. Well, actually, Matt, I got to get it to it second. I did have it first, but then we had some newer news that came about here.
It's okay, whatever.
But I will get to
sloppy seconds,
giving your Raiders a lot of love. But we're going to start with this in our 2-minute drill. Drake and Dobbs. Put it on a T-shirt. Give me the trademark money, baby, because that could be a thing in New England. That is right. Former Packers wide receiver Romeo Dobbs, who I kind of liked and thought perhaps could go to the 49ers.
Yep.
He's getting a huge deal to help out the New England Patriots and Drake May. And it's a big deal, and I can guess why the Niners probably didn't do this. It's a 4-year deal up to worth $80 million.
Ching.
A lot of money for Romeo Dobbs, who, by the way, has never reached an 1,000-yard season. Last year for the Packers, he did lead the way for the wide receivers with 55 catches for a career high 726 yards or so. I can't read my writing on that. And 6 tutties. He was a 4th-round pick, though.
Yep.
So they've gotten a lot out of him. But now he's going to be expected to kind of be that number 1.
Upgrade over Stephon Diggs?
Yes, well, absolutely. Younger. Stephon Diggs is on the last part of his career. He might end up one more place, but I will give Stephon Diggs credit. He did help out the young May last year.
Of course.
But this is an upgrade, I feel like. And I feel like somebody who Josh McDaniels will work well with in terms of that offense.
Do we think Boston Sports Radio is doing like literally the same segment about Diggs versus Dobbs as we did Jawan Jennings versus Mike Evans?
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
But it's the opposite. It's the opposite. You went younger instead of old guy.
Exactly.
But Stephon Diggs, 1,000-yard receiver last year.
Yeah, he was, which is kind of weird to think, but
that kind of year in the NFL.
It was that
Mike Evans can't get 1,000 yards, son, am I right?
It was a weird year. All right, here we go. Here's the love I got to give to Matt and his Raiders. Raiders.
Take your time. Say it
Raiders in a giving mood. Usually, a Raider, like, they ain't giving nothing. Except for maybe like a punch or something. But these Raiders are in a good mood. They've agreed to terms with 8 players. Get this money. Over $283 million dished out in free agency so far. So who is that? Well, we talked about him earlier. Center Tyler Linderbaum. He signed a 3-year, $81 million deal, set the market and blew up the market for centers.
Close.
Not even close, but I think it's going to be one of the biggest signings that they have if they do, in fact, get Fernando Mendoza in there with the first overall pick. Wide receiver Jalen Naylor, he signed a 3-year, $35 million deal. I like him, guys. He's speedy. I think he has strong instincts, can find open spots. I think it was a smart move. Then, we didn't even talk about this yesterday, guys. They added 3 guys on defense. So they added linebackers Quay Walker, who is 25. He's young, had 128 tackles last year. Nakobe Dean, young, 25.
Oh, he's a stud.
Another good linebacker. And my favorite, because I watched him do some damage against the Titans when he played for Indianapolis, Kwity Paye, baby. Kwity Paye is a monster. 27 years old. He took a little step back last year under Lou I can never say his name, Anarumo, because he came over from the Bengals as a DC. Didn't maybe fit there, but in the 2 prior seasons, he had 8+ sacks in both the prior seasons. The man's a monster. Like, I love what the Raiders did. So I just might have cursed you guys.
Nope.
But, like, I think what they're doing and what Spytech is doing is on point.
Let me, sorry, just for a second. Hold on. I got to back up for this. Raiders! Sorry, I had to be obnoxious for a second. I love it! I'm excited. You're getting the house ready, getting all these new things in there, new furniture, all this nice stuff, because soon the hero that is Fernando Mendoza.
That's right.
He's gonna walk across that stage, gonna hug Roger Goodell even though he doesn't want to.
That's right.
He's going to put on that Raider hat, and that's the day that the silver and black changes for the better.
Look at that.
Put it on Tom Brady's tab. Put it on Tom Brady's tab.
speech.
I'm buying in. I'm in. I'm going to get my heart broken again. Woo! Let's go.
Hey, I'll be here with you, though, to walk you through it.
I was going to say, don't they do this every 4 years?
No. Yes.
I think this has got
Maybe.
This has got to be different. They can't be messing around with their food anymore.
Come on.
Okay, next up, Rashid Shaheed, who was just a flower that blossomed in Seattle
You got
last
that
year.
right.
They got him midway through the season from the New Orleans Saints. Rashid Shaheed got a new deal with the Seahawks, 3 years, $51 million. Go get yours, young man. You were phenomenal. You were not only phenomenal as a receiver when you needed to be, but you are a special teamer that created another position pretty much for yourself to get paid.
Yeah.
Because you did a lot there as well when needed. Like, that is the stories you root for in freaking sports.
Yeah, awesome
in the
story.
NFL. Freaking love it.
Awesome story. We talked about Eddie Pinheiro yesterday.
Yeah.
He was another one, but not like Shaheed has been
He
sensational.
was so good.
He was such a big competitor to the Super Bowl run that they went on there. He became one of not Sam Darnold's go-to guys necessarily, but you could tell how quickly Darnold learned to rely upon him.
When he was needed, he stood up to the task.
Yes.
And when guys like JSN, who rarely get shut down, Shaheed kind of was there as an option.
Yeah. I love it. I love the pickup, and as long as JSN is still there and he's going to command all that attention because he ain't going anywhere, he's just going to be as good. Shaheed's going to have open field on the other side. So I love it. I love stories like that.
That's your 2-minute drill.
All right. I feel good.
I told you I was going to give you your flowers, and look, I did.
I feel good.
Look, I did.
It's fun to remember the happy moments as a Raider fan because then they all come crashing down.
Well, live it up now.
So we're living it up when there's no football games to lose, baby. Woo! We're 0-0, undefeated.
It's all potential.
It's all
I
up from
love
here.
that word. Been told that a lot of times.
Cannot wait for draft night to see the boy Fernando. I can't wait. So excited. We will take the... It's going to be the theme of the summer, let me tell you. We're hoping to also be just as excited about the Sacramento Kings having the #1 overall pick, but Vinny Goodwill says that you need to have the #1 overall pick if you want to get the only change-your-life prospect in this draft. Who is that? We'll hear and discuss. Coming up next to start the final hour of the show is Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Pacers.
Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Sacramento Kings take on the Indiana Pacers tonight in what could be the Tank Bowl, or like we talked about during our lunch break segment, maybe the Sacramento Kings will say, F it, we're not going to the dark side.
Right.
We're going to play to win. We might beat the brakes off the Pacers tonight. We might beat the Brooklyn Nets twice coming up. Is what it is. Let the basketball gods decide. Let the ping pong balls fall where they may. We will not sacrifice our integrity for
That's
draft
right.
lottery odds, to which many people would go, you idiots, what are you doing? And other people would respect that.
Well, sacrifice it any more than they already have.
True. We shall see what they decide to do. But Vinny Goodwill believes that if the Sacramento Kings or any team is looking for the change your life prospect, they need to be number one overall, because they ain't any more than one of those guys in this draft. Here is Vinny Goodwill talking about his tiers of draft picks in the NBA draft.
He's mostly just talking about Darren Peterson,
Well,
but it prompts
the conversation.
I did talk to an executive this morning who said, now, when you ask me top-level talent, are you saying multiple-time All-Star or change your life? And I said, change your life. And he said, no, he's a multiple-time All-Star.
100% spot on.
There's a lot of teams tanking that are hoping for change your life, guys. just so you know.
I agree. I don't think he's a guy that is going to change your life. I mean, we look up in about 10 or 15 years, he's going to average about 20 for his career, 20 plus for his career, multi-time All-Star. But I really don't see a guy that is, literally the change your life type of star that, Vince just talked about. So I agree spot on.
Now, we don't want to be overly greedy, because in Sacramento, having a multi-time All-Star sure sounds great.
I know, right? You're like, ooh.
Sounds pretty nice. That would be an upgrade on where the Sacramento Kings have been for a long time. But as we know, with how talented this draft is and the season from hell that the Sacramento Kings have been through, you would like to come out the other side of it with the player that you know is going to be at the center, not the center position, but the foundation of a hopefully title contender years from now. You want to come out of this season with your SGA. You want to come out of this season with your Cade Cunningham. And they believe, according to Vinny Goodwill's tiers, AJ DeBonsa is that guy. Yeah. So if you want, and this is one man's opinion, this is one group's opinion.
It happened yesterday too.
Right. So this could, it doesn't mean that this is how everybody's thinking, how every NBA exec is thinking, or whatever. But it puts even more significance on that number one pick. Now, we already knew the number one pick is incredibly valuable. Brian Windhorst came out and reported during the height of all the tanking conversations that a team executive valued this draft pick at like $100 million. The number one pick in this year's draft, with how stacked it is.
It's a lot of money.
So we already knew the importance of the number one overall pick. But again, this speaks to what Scott Perry and BJ Armstrong and the Sacramento Kings front office may or may not be thinking in regards to tanking to be able to secure as good of a chance as possible at number one overall. And in this case, on one hand, you go, well, we could drop to 2 or 3 because we'll have the same odds. But on the other hand, where we're talking about the next tiers, which is the all-star tiers or really good player tiers, or the rest of the tiers of this, the further you drop in terms of the standings, the tank standings, the further you could potentially fall on draft night, to where now you're hoping just to get a good starter which that would be pretty disappointing considering where the Sacramento Kings were at or are at currently and what they've been through this season. So really interesting that Vinny seems to believe like AJ DeBotza is the only guy in this draft that is that change your life type player.
And I think right now, I mean, let's all be honest, we cannot predict the future.
No.
And we've seen it time and time again with, I mean, anybody in the draft, whether it's an NBA guy that you draft, an NFL, there's nothing guaranteed.
Nope.
To tell you that that's going to be a generational star or someone who's going to change the trajectory of your franchise. Like there's no way we can really tell. All we can go off of right now, at least as we're entering March Madness soon, is what these analysts, what all these different, people who watch these guys a lot more intently than we do, feel that it could be. Mm-hmm. And it is starting to very much so trend in the way that Peterson might be the bright, shiny object right now in terms of like, ooh, look what we could do with him. And the athleticism and he oohs and ahs us, but maybe it is trending more towards the way of AJ is kind of that guy. Mm-hmm. And by the way, congrats, he wins the Big 12 Freshman of the Year award. Yeah. And so that's all we can go off of. And I think we've all more so been on the page of AJ here in the last month or so. And I know you've been on his side since kind of the start.
Yep, from the beginning.
But I look at it too for Sacramento, and I don't care about any other teams right now. When I look at AJ and like the fit here, for me, that's what makes sense. It's not even about like comparing him to Peterson and what he could, like the fit here and what he's done so far and what he can do. That is what fits here to me. Mm-hmm. And so you can make it a national conversation of who's going to be here. It just makes more sense for AJ, in my opinion, to be here and to see him kind of be that guy. It makes more sense than any other guy.
I started flipping through old drafts or past drafts, like 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
And trying to remember what the conversation was like around the top picks in those drafts, because we've had a number of change your life prospects over the years. And what's interesting is as I kept going through this list and labeling change your life prospect, there was a good portion of them that very much did not change your life, right? So we have one that we don't know yet, Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg was like a change your life prospect last year. For some reason this season has been disrespected, and I don't know why, and I think it just has to do with the Luka Doncic conversation. There's no reason why Cooper Flagg should be disrespected as much as he is because he's damn good. Victor Wembanyama, he's changed the lives of the San Antonio Spurs to where they're a legitimate title contender right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wemby's an alien, 100%.
Pulled them out of a long rebuild.
Yeah.
Right.
Cade Cunningham. I do not remember, truly, I do not remember Cade Cunningham being talked about. He was the best player in the draft, but I don't remember everyone going, Cade Cunningham is going to change your life. But teams obviously wanted him, and now he's the top guy on the Detroit Pistons who have completely turned themselves around.
Correct.
I will say a fun story about that is that the Thunder actually tried to trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for Cade Cunningham in 2021, and the Pistons said no.
That's funny.
Well, I think honestly it kind of worked out for both sides.
It's a funny thing.
It's a classic case, like the Warriors tried to trade Steph. It's like you never know how the world's going. I think it was like OKC had the 6th pick and the Pistons had the 1 pick, and they tried to add SGA to swap, and the Pistons were like, nah, we'll take Cade Cunningham.
Funny.
Well, both teams are happy that is the case, truthfully, the way it's worked out. Anthony Edwards. Ant had some off-court concerns in terms of, like, how much does he really love the game?
Sure.
How focused is he? But Ant was considered to be
Okay,
that,
over
like,
there?
I know, I just got I got emotional.
Thinking about how Steve Kerr said he didn't work hard.
No, I got emotional thinking about what if Ant Edwards was a king?
Right.
Ant has very much changed the lives of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're still looking to be to win a title, but
he's become
Minnesota was as irrelevant as the Sacramento Kings were for a long time, and now they're very much relevant.
They were literally in the same spot. Jimmy Butler led them back to the playoffs, and then Jimmy Butler left, and then they went back to the bottom of the draft, literally just like the Kings.
I mean, Carmelo Anthony the other day, and we said this on the show, pretty much said like he believes Ant is the best player in the league.
Yep.
Now, we have different, I don't know if we completely believe that right this second, but that's his thoughts.
I think he's the face of USA basketball at this point, or the future face, I should say. Zion was absolutely the next LeBron James, change your life prospect. We were seeing everything about this kid in high school. Of course, what he did in his lone season at Duke. the Pelicans win the draft, and everyone's like, oh my God, the Pelicans are so back.
Seemed like a no-brainer, right?
Zion has not been good.
Because he hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
Multiple-time All-Star.
Which, again, that's...
is a disappointment.
That's a disappointment. DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, boy.
DeAndre Ayton...
I ain't going there.
Was... nice. God, that one... no.
That was good, Kayla. I like that.
It was not good. That was not good.
No, that was good.
I'm the dad here. I get to say the dad jokes. That wasn't good. DeAndre Ayton wasn't a good pick either.
No, he wasn't.
Let the board decide, you know.
DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, he was the third best player on a team that won a conference championship.
Yeah. He was picked number 1 in a draft that had Luka Doncic, Jaren Jackson Jr., Trae Young, and somebody else that the Kings picked that I don't remember. But
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
That too. He was considered to be a generational change your life in Phoenix specifically. Went to the University of Arizona. The closeness. He's going to be the perfect pair. They're going to win a title next to Devin Booker. Nope.
You want to talk about bad owner? Robert Sarver drafted him because he went to U of A, and DeAndre Ayton went to U of A. So he's like, we're taking that guy.
Well, two other teams passed on Luka Doncic too. After that, Luka Doncic was talked about as like the Wonder Boy or whatever in internet circles, but there was obviously a hesitation with what his game translates to the NBA.
Baby, I'm a double tap.
I don't know what that is.
Double tap.
Nope.
Baby, I'm a double tap.
Luka has become absolutely that generational change your life type player, but there was hesitation on whether or not he would be that guy. So there's an example of sometimes we're wrong about who is a change your life and who isn't. Darren Peterson very well might be.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he could be like not like he has off the court problems, but we're questioning other things about Cape DP.
Darren Peterson.
I'm using a lot of nicknames.
There's a lot of words.
DP.
Markelle Fultz was talked about like, oh my God, he's going to be incredible based off of what he did in college. And Markelle Fultz has been massive bust, right? Ben Simmons was good for a couple of years in Philly and
now we're like
falling
what the
off
heck
a
is
cliff.
Doing?
Massive bust.
How funny is it that the Sixers are the reason they flattened the lottery odds and their generational prospects all busted?
Yeah. Anthony Davis, extremely successful career, is going to NBA Hall of Famer. I would put him in the category of generational superstar that mattered, that made it. Kyrie Irving's in the same boat.
Yeah. Those are weird ones too.
Yep.
Like because they did, but it's like they also for a lot of their careers have always been battling something, right?
Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin was number 1 in the Steph Curry draft.
That's just so wild to think about Blake Griffin.
He didn't play his first year in the NBA, and teams were like, you just got to take him number 1. That's how good he was.
Yep, that was the Tyreek Evans draft. That was the Kings were supposed to have the number 1 pick in that year's draft. They were the worst. That was the last time the Kings were the worst record in the NBA. Whew. They would have had number 1. They wanted Blake Griffin. They fell to 4. They took Tyreek Evans. Steph Curry was still there. Whoops.
So wild when you point all these things out, but it's always like shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yep. John Wall, absolutely, out of Kentucky, generational talent. He went to the Washington Wizards, did his famous Dougie, and then we know his career was kind of marred by injuries and things of that nature. Joel Embiid, another guy.
The Embiid one is fascinating. I was reading about that. Like, he was the can't-miss number 1 guy, and then he broke his foot. And everyone was like, I don't know. And then they took Jabari Parker over him.
We say all this to illustrate that every year it's a coin flip. More often than not, we can identify which players are going to be stars in this league.
Sure.
But it's not always obvious which ones are going to be the quote-unquote change your life prospects. So I love and believe AJ DeBonsa is that guy. I want the Sacramento Kings to be number 1 overall or bare minimum number 2 overall so they have a true legitimate shot at him because AJ is not going to be there at 3. If he is, I'll be stunned.
Me too.
And beyond.
Especially the trajectory here in the last month or so.
But that does not mean that if the Kings were at 5, that Acuff couldn't end up being that guy. That Caleb Wilson couldn't end up being that guy. Kingston Flemings, I'm not as high on him necessarily, but maybe he's the next best point guard. Maybe he is the next true playmaking pass-first point guard that plays good defense that the Kings have been looking for a long time. We don't know, but I'm glad other people see what I see in AJ DeBonsa. Man, I want that man in Sacramento so bad.
Yeah. It just, like I said, going back to, a fit here, and I just feel like he can take on a little bit more of the weight of what's going to be expected out of him. He, again, goes to BYU, is the highest paid player. The minute you accept that offer, you are going to have every eye on you every single game, every single non-game. You're just point blank. What are you going to do with now knowing you took that bag? How are you going to handle it? And he's handled it pretty damn well. I know BYU is not had the best last month, but he has done what he is supposed to do as a prospect. And by the way, done it with grace, done it with leadership. I don't know if you saw, I tweeted out about probably 3 weeks ago, he had put on this whole thing.
Yeah, the charity event that he did.
The charity event. This man is already so mature for his age. We talk about Boozer, and I joke all the time about Boozer's 25. AJ doesn't remind me of 5-year-old at this point, but he is more mature. And that's what I look at of you need the whole package here in Sacramento next year. And I just feel again with Darren Peterson, I don't know if the whole package is quite there yet for this organization.
Yeah. It's hard not to watch or think about games like tonight's Kings-Pacers game and not watch it. The mental image that I have is I'm sitting there top of section 105. This is where the media sits. It's behind the visitors bench, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game, and I look up and there's a ghost visage of AJ DeBonsa or Darren Peterson sitting courtside watching. And it's just that's the target. Yeah. That's the goal. So what happens on this court should ultimately try and get you to that. And on a game like tonight, where we just had a lengthy discussion about do the Sacramento Kings basically embrace the dark side and go, look, NBA, everybody else is doing it. We got to do it too, because we need to secure, the best draft lottery odds we can, and 2, the lowest possible spot that we can fall to, or the highest possible spot that we could fall to, I suppose, so that we increase our chances as an organization of never being in this position again, versus we're not going to dip to that low. We have our players here. We have a first-time head coach here. We're going to go for it. Is it AJ DeBonsa and the public acknowledgement of the tank? Or is it what we got now and let the ping pong balls fall where they may? It's just hard not to watch the games and think about that at all times.
No, and so it's funny how we see it and how we talk about it on this radio show. And again, we have 4 hours every day during the week. And we're, we come up, and Matt comes up with these Kings, topics where, look, it's not easy to do. And sometimes we have to have hard conversations or conversations that might seem like we're stretching it, but this is the reality that we are all living in right now with the season. And so we're just all thinking, what's the next best thing that can happen? And it's absolutely the draft. And giving yourself the best opportunity to get the guy that you really want.
The draft is your way out.
It's your way out. And you have to sometimes think in the minds of can you imagine being Scott Perry? And I'm not trying to be oh, poor Scott Perry, whatever, he took the job. But the things we have listed on the show that he has to take care of, the draft is coming up, but this is all now that we're being dealt with and the conversations that are being had. Then it's the draft. Then it's, oh, by the way, this summer, we're figuring out how to move all these heavy contracts, or maybe even just one of them if we can.
Yeah.
It is mind-blowing to know that is going on behind the scenes. And we talk about it, but we're not doing it.
Right. There's far more educated conversations happening actually in the building behind closed doors, but they're all around the same thing. The way that the Sacramento Kings get to where they're trying to go is through the draft. The way you secure the best chance of high draft odds for yourself and the best player possible is by losing tonight's game against the Pacers.
It's funny how thin the margins are, too, with all this, because I'm thinking back to, the Vinny Goodwill list of, what he's talking about, of, change your life versus multi-time all-star versus great role player type of thing. And it's if Darren Peterson is a point guard who is a multi-time all-star averaging 20 points a game for his career, that means his career arc is De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, LaMelo Ball, guys who are really good and would arguably be the best players the Kings have had in the last 15 years. But
the team and circumstance matters, right?
But also, De'Aaron Fox didn't win a playoff series as a number 1, A, B, whatever you want to call it. Jamal Murray, clear defined number 2 on a really good team with an MVP number 1. LaMelo Ball, Hornets haven't been to the playoffs. Look at Cam Boozer, if he's in the same camp. Multiple-time All-Star, you're looking at Pascal Siakam, LaMarcus Aldridge, a guy who was like the number 2 on a Spurs team that won 67 games, or Siakam, who won Eastern Conference Finals MVP and was the number 3 on that Raptors team that won the finals. Like, you're talking about that caliber of guy, but if you don't have the change-your-life guy, then you can't win championships. You can be a really good team with the multi-time All-Star, but in the NBA, you literally can't get to the top without drafting and developing one of those top 5 or 10 guys in the league.
But especially in a market like Sacramento where free agency is not a reliable...
Odds are more against you here.
Free agency is never going to be reliable here in Sacramento. It's never going to be.
Also,
ever.
The other part about that top pick, and I say this all the time, is like it's almost idiot-proof in a way. Like the Timberwolves made the playoffs one time in 17 years, got Anthony Edwards, hired a good general manager, and it has just changed their fortunes. They're having the best run in their entire franchise's history right now with Anthony Edwards. So, like, sometimes getting that change-your-life prospect is literally like a can't-fail type of proposition. If that player is that special, there's very little way you're not going to be a good team when that player is great.
It's hard to tell.
We'll just see what the Sacramento Kings decide to do tonight. One thing I wanted to talk about with the Kings really quickly, we've celebrated, one of the few things to celebrate about the Kings consistently over the last handful of years has been their proper utilization, let's call it, of the two-way spot.
Yeah, 100%.
They've done a phenomenal job over the years with that two-way contract from Neemias Cato, who's now the starting center of the Boston Celtics, who are going to be competing for a championship. Nemi has a ring already in Boston. He didn't really contribute to that team. He's very much contributing to this team now. Keon Ellis is balling with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know that still stings.
They love him up there.
They love him over there, and we're going to see him playing in the playoffs. I know that stings, but at least the Kings gave him that opportunity to start with. Dylan Cardwell has already been converted to a full contract spot. Isaac Jones was converted to a full contract spot. Granted, the Kings had to move on from him. And now you have Daquan Plowden. And I understand it's at the end of a lost season on a team that's 15-50. I get it. I'm not saying Daquan Plowden is the next best thing. But Daquan has played his way into a role on this team as of right now. And the way Daquan plays, a 3-and-D wing, his three-point shot is reliable. He's hit big threes in wins for the Kings in recent memory. Defensively, he's active. He's long. I think Daquan Plowden is the next in line to potentially get converted to a full roster spot. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't even know if it's going to happen. The Kings might just decide to use another two-way spot because they get 3 of them, might decide to use it on him next season, unless some team sees what he's doing and gives him a full contract somewhere else. But Daquan Plowden has been fantastic. It's another great find by the Kings, another great find by Scott Perry, and I wanted to bring that up to celebrate him a little bit because he's been working his ass off, and he's been a fun story here as of late.
Yeah, and by the way, he's not a young guy either.
No, he's 27.
He's 27 years old, and I'm not calling him old. I'm calling him a guy who has had, to kind of work his way into this position. And to give credit for that, but also, like you were mentioning, give Kings credit, upper management, Scott Perry and co. for giving him opportunities. And I guess in a dark season in terms of losing and not getting to see, the stars play, if you're a fan, I know that this is not what you want to see necessarily. But this is sometimes the beauty of basketball and the league is being able to see and give opportunities to guys like this. I'm not saying he's going to be some superstar, but I'm saying I think he certainly is making the most of what the opportunities have been presented to him. And good for him. Again, these are stories when we have crap seasons like this. you can be negative all you want,
Sure.
but sometimes to keep you going, especially us who talk about it 4 hours every day, these are stories that sometimes don't get credit, that should be like, hey, get your flowers to Plowden. He's done a pretty good job in what he's been asked to do when he's been asked to do it.
There's opportunities in every situation to find something good. Domantas Sabonis being injured for the vast majority of this season has opened the door to the season that Maxime Reynaud has had. It also opened the door to the Sacramento Kings going out and bringing in Precious Achiuwa, who's had a great season. Daquan Plowden, Dylan Cardwell. There have been a number of good, successful moments and stories in the midst of this horrible season that I will happily tell you, well, not happily, but openly tell you, it's the worst Kings season I've ever experienced. Ever. And it's not close.
Saying a lot.
But there are still some good in it. And I'm glad you brought up Daquan Plowden's age because I want to touch on this really quick. He's 27 years old. When I talked about on Sunday, should he be the next two-way guy to be converted, the first comment I got, no, he's too old. 27 years old is the prime of your career.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
When people think prime, they think this is the time of year where they're going to be closest to their superstar self. If you're in the prime of your career and your prime as a role player is really, really good, that's very valuable. So the Sacramento Kings look at Daquan Plowden in his prime as a two-way 3-and-D threat. If that's who they firmly believe that he is, that's very valuable for them right now. I love Daquan Plowden. I think he's been fantastic. He's been a fun story, and I'm happy to see him still hustling. I'm sure we'll see him a lot tonight versus the Indiana Pacers. Speaking of that game, we'll run you through the injury list, the injury report on this game. It's going to take us probably an hour and a half just to get through with all these freaking names on there. Plus, we'll have crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, who will get you ready for Kings and Pacers tonight. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Kings play here, baby! Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
What business will the Kings try to take care of tonight? The business that serves the future or the business that serves the now? I'm fascinated. I genuinely am fascinated. I think we'll find out pretty quickly because
Maybe neither.
I don't think the Kings are going to address the starting lineup in terms of major changes there. But how those starters play, how long those starters play,
sure.
What Doug Christie's rotations look like, because if they're going to go tank, it's going to have to drastically look different than Sunday, and to have that drastic of a change between 1 or 2 games that's going to stand out to a lot of people.
What was that one lineup a couple games ago that we were like, we can't believe that this was actually a lineup? Maybe they just put that in.
Let me find it.
And then,
I remember the winning lineup against Dallas. I was fascinated by. It was Devin Carter, DeRozan, Plowden, Reynaud, and somebody else. Maybe it was another two-way guy.
that was the closing in the fourth, you said?
That was the team that won Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Chua was the other one.
The lineup that you're talking about was Malik Monk, Daquan Plowden, Patrick Baldwin Jr.,
Yeah.
Doug McDermott, and Drew
Yep,
Eubanks.
yep, there it is. There it is.
We might see lineups like that tonight. We shall see.
Taste me how to Doug. Taste me how to Doug. Taste me how to Doug. Taste me how to Doug.
I learned yesterday or Sunday that apparently Doug McDermott is a huge golfer too, and
Well, that
so
doesn't
is Malik
surprise
Monk.
me.
Got addicted to golf.
Oh, he did?
Oh yeah, Keegan Murray got him hooked.
Oh.
So Malik's first season in Sacramento was Keegan's rookie year, and Keegan and Malik would golf together. Keegan's a very good golfer, like very good golfer. And there are a number of really good golfers on that team. Apparently, there are a number of really good golfers on this team. Of course, Doug Christie's a golfer. Bobby Jackson is a fantastic golfer. I've had the privilege of being able to play in his celebrity tournament that he does every summer. Bobby hits the ball like a nuke. He hits the ball so hard. But Doug McDermott is apparently really, really good. And Malik was like, Doug was playing it down. We're not talking.
Was
Doug's
this
like, yeah, I play a little
before
bit.
the game?
Yeah, this was in the locker room
Oh,
before the
that's
game.
funny.
And he was like, yeah, I don't play as much as Malik, but yeah, I play golf. And Malik's right next to him. Malik goes, don't listen to him. He hits the ball further than anybody. He's the best golfer of all of us.
Doug is so fascinating to me. Like he comes across as so buttoned up and like kind of like a proper gentleman.
He's
type
very
of-
nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything, like you can't be mad at a guy
He's
like
been
that.
super nice. I mean, everybody on this team has been just super cool this season.
Oh, by
So-
the way, I just threw you under the bus.
You did?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Well, Drew asked who uses more hair product, and I said probably Matt.
Oh, for sure.
Because I just throw my hair up. It looks like a disaster. if
Oh,
you
And
watch the
Kayla?
show.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. What am I doing to my hair? Do you guys ever see me really styling my hair? No, I throw it up in a bun or a
No,
ponytail.
I have like a gel that I use.
Right.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
yeah,
the hairline's
that's the
going.
answer to that.
I got to enjoy it while I have it.
I mean, look, you're very nice with the part there.
At what point would you want to come on home, Matt?
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means?
As in,
on home
as
is
in
how you
shave my head?
That is
Yeah, you come on home.
hilarious.
That's what Scott Van Pelt calls it.
That's what I've never
Yeah, that's
heard
what it's
that.
called. You come on home.
I'm not there yet. And
How's
that's,
your head shaped?
That's a very
Like,
personal question.
Because I feel like people who go bald, like or shave their head, they have to have the right kind of looking.
I used to shave my head like buzz cut when I was a kid because I was obsessed with Mike Bibby growing up.
Absolutely.
So I
It was a
always want to look like Mike Bibby.
Sure.
But I have not had short hair like that since I was in grade school.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So we have no idea.
So it's
Yeah.
either commit and look, I also have 2 satellite dishes on the side of my head known as ears that already like make me look disproportionate.
It adds character.
Have you seen you remember the Nickelodeon cartoon Hey Arnold?
Yes.
Yeah. I might look like that without the hair and the hat.
I love it.
So short answer, let's give it a few years.
We're holding on to the.
Come on home.
Kyle,
This is a very normal thing people say.
Well, I'm not a guy, so I don't know that.
What a great conversation to have on the radio. This is not.
What, talking about Matt shaving his head?
Scooter's mad at me. He says, beep us. He says, beep, Kayla. Beep us, Kayla.
I mean, it's Kyle, too. Don't just get mad at Kayla. Hey, Matt, when are you going to shave your head, huh, bud?
Okay, I didn't realize you were insecure about it.
More hair product. That's all I said.
Regardless.
So I hit a soft spot for Matt, I guess.
All right. Jeez. Okay. Let's look at the injury report for tonight's game. The typical crop for the Sacramento Kings: Keegan Murray,
yes,
ankle; Domantas Sabonis, knee; Levine, pinky; Hunter, eye;
pinky.
Cardwell, ankle. I got a question from Scooter in the comment section during the break. Like, what's the update with Dylan Cardwell?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that.
I genuinely forget whether or not he was out 3 weeks to a month. If it was reevaluated, if it was 3 weeks or if it was a month. I think it was around that time. And I believe that was about 2.5 or so weeks ago.
Okay.
So we're approaching probably anywhere between a week to 2 weeks that he'll be reevaluated.
Okay.
I think you're hoping to get Dylan Cardwell back for the final handful of games of the season, if that. Dylan, it was fun to see Dylan the other night.
With the Bean Boys.
With the Bean Boys. Of course, he picked up a microphone, had to say something. I noticed, so where we enter the media entrance, which you're going to get to experience this tomorrow.
If I can go, yeah.
The media entrance is right by the team store, right?
Right.
So,
I have seen it. I've given a little bit of a tour.
Right. So where we enter in, just outside the team store, is this custom jersey area, right? Where you can get your name on the back of a jersey you buy at the team store, or you can get the name of a player who they don't sell their jersey. You can get the name. So I'm walking past this, and you can see the video on social media right now. I'm walking past this. I walk in, and I turn, and I do like a double take because it was before the Sunday's game, and whoever was working there had already put out like stencils or to prepare for maybe some of the jerseys they would make. Mm-hmm. And there was one name that was out in 3 different spots.
Guess it.
Cardwell.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
There we go.
I think Dylan might have a popular jersey if they're getting ready to make these many custom Dylan Cardwell jerseys for Kings fans, which doesn't surprise me at all. Everybody loves Dylan Cardwell over there. But he is also out. Isaiah Stevens is unavailable as a G League 2-way player. As for the Indiana Pacers, well, here we go. Tyrese Halliburton out, Achilles. We knew this. Pascal Siakam out, knee. Ivica Zubac out, ankle. Remember, they traded for Zubac at the trade deadline. That's one of the reasons why they have the pick protections that they have, and that will ultimately decide how hard they're going to tank and whether or not they gave up a lot or a little for Zubac, right? TJ McConnell, Kings killer. I love TJ McConnell,
I covered him.
He's awesome.
In Arizona.
I love the dude.
Love him.
He's phenomenally nice and
He's great.
Kicks the Kings' ass every time.
I know.
Like,
wait, I got to pull up something.
Sorry, De'Aaron, you're not listening, but if you're listening, you'd get mad at me for this.
Uh-oh.
TJ McConnell has cooked De'Aaron a couple of times. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's good that he's playing, right? Because then the tank is going to be in favor of the Kings.
No, TJ McConnell's out with a hamstring.
Oh.
Yep. Andrew Nemhard is doubtful, so maybe he'll play. Back and neck soreness. Of course, Kayla has a picture of her with TJ McConnell. Of course you do.
Stanley Johnson.
And Stanley Johnson. Yeah.
You sent me that photo before it had me guess who it was, I think.
No, I put it on Twitter.
That's what it was. It was on Twitter.
Johnny Furphy is out with a torn ACL. Jarris Walker, probable. Hey.
I don't know.
The Pacers will have somebody.
Oh, that's insane.
I don't know. If you ask Whitey, that's a bad thing for the Pacers because you think Jarris Walker sucks.
Well, I mean, is the staff playing tonight?
We might be. You know where?
Yeah, they might call you out there.
Hey, you know who might?
Then they'll definitely lose.
You know who might be available for the Pacers? Old friend of ours on a 2-way contract, Jalen Slauson.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah. The Jalen Slauson revenge game. You know what? I'm rooting for it.
By the way, Kayla, last year in the G League final, he was playing against the Kings, and he did the Ja Morant grenade celebration after hitting a 3-pointer in Stockton. God, I love Jalen Slauson. I hope he does good. I hope he plays tonight. He's questionable, but I hope he plays.
We'll see what version of the Sacramento Kings shows up. Again, our last kind of prediction on our end, but our gut feelings are the same. I think the Sacramento Kings are winning this game.
I do too.
And I think the Sacramento Kings' approach to this game is going to be pretty obvious. We're playing the way that we're playing. This is the guys that we have out there. If we win by 20, we win by 20. Let the ping pong balls fall where they may.
I think
that's
so.
what I think is going to happen tonight.
I'm with you. And when we brought this up earlier and discussed it, my gut was saying the same thing. I don't really see, again, I love this word. I've been using it so much. This weirdly has gone or as organic as it could go, as crappy sometimes as the organic vegetables we're eating. It's been more so that this year than anything. So I'm going to let the pieces fall where they may.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm looking at the rest of the year. Is I don't think that they're going to win all the rest of the games, even close.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, it's just like, you're the better team. And I feel like they're going to go out there and say, we're going to win at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Probably going to lose. It's back-to-back. It's Charlotte. And then we'll see what the rest of the season looks like.
Tomorrow, we'll certainly have plenty to talk about. That's for sure. We'll see what the Kings do. But coming up next, we'll have plenty to talk about with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's the crossover with the Drive guys. They'll take you up to Kings pregame live. Note before that is game night, then Kings pregame live with the G-Man on the call of tonight's game. Will it be a tank bowl or will it be a blowout in favor of the Kings? We'll find out inside the Golden One Center tonight. We'll be right back. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The Kings play here, baby. Tonight, Kings and Pacers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, after hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today! ! Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words switch today in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Subaru Spring Service Event is on at Maida Subaru. Visit MaidaSubaru.com to see special savings on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Find everything you need to make your Subaru ready for the adventures ahead. Don't miss the Maida Subaru Spring Service Event. Factory-trained technicians, genuine Subaru parts, everything your Subaru needs, all at very competitive prices. Conveniently located off Business 80 between Fulton and Watt. See our specials or schedule service at MaidaSubaru.com. Love every mile.
Co-hosts of the wildly popular Bad Friends podcast, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Wow, I can't even believe that this is real right now.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like this is a scam. It's going to explode on you.
No. Live Saturday, March 14th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
Do you know what the 3 colors on the Irish flag stand for? What? The hair, the skin, the soul.
Oh, is that what liquor does to your soul?
Yeah, turns you green.
Buy tickets now. Visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Oh, this is like...
That's top notch.
Sacramento. Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Matt and Kayla.
Pacers tonight in the Golden One Center. The game the NBA can't wait to see happen, I'm sure. And taking us all the way up until, well, Kings game night.
Game night.
Scott Marsh and the High Flyer Henry Turner is, of course, Whitey Gleason, the voice you hear on that song, the writer of that song, composer of that song, instrument player of that song. Nope. Oh.
It's just an instrumental of the song.
Nope.
Copywriter of that song.
Anyway.
And Alan Stiles, who did nothing on that song.
Did not. He's too
He's
smart.
there for support.
Your song is coming.
Hey, Alan, I'm doing a song. You want to get involved? I got a thing. I got 2 kids.
I was not asked.
You were not
I
asked.
was not
If you were,
invited.
He'd be playing the drums.
You know,
man.
some people, it's good for everybody to have their own thing. And I
What's
would
your
never
thing?
intrude on Whitey's thing. I would never intrude on your thing.
Uh-huh.
I would never intrude on Kayla's thing.
What's my thing? In your mind.
Whenever it is,
Oh,
you know, well,
it
you got
hasn't
double
happened yet.
down.
It hasn't happened.
You have
yet.
double down.
What's my thing?
I don't know what that is.
Double down.
You got double down. You have the MGP.
Oh.
Yeah.
The MGP.
Oh, my
so,
goodness.
you know, I like to let everyone flourish in their world.
Uh-huh.
You know, Kayla is the football aficionado.
We're still learning.
Damn
aren't
straight.
we?
That's right.
Kayla's thing is
Kayla's
also fighting with everyone.
Nashville
Sing a
hot
little
chicken.
bit. Yeah.
I hate hot chicken.
Them Tennessee people got a lot of hidden talents.
They do.
And I'm not from Tennessee.
Nashville, to be specific.
Not even close to Tennessee. No.
Great for bachelor and bachelorette parties.
It is.
About them
That
Smoky
it is.
Mountains.
That's right.
It is.
Yeah.
Rocky Top.
I'll give them credit. It's actually pretty beautiful over there, which I never even knew until I moved there.
It always looked like just from
It's really pretty.
Yeah, the landscape at you know Tennessee and all that. Never been, but always looked great out there.
Better than Utah, huh?
Yes.
I have a friend from Oklahoma. I used to drive him crazy. I'd call it Tennessee because people say Tennessee, and I'd say Tennessee. And he would say, that's not how they say it.
That's
but is
funny.
it? Is it?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. How do you people say it back home?
Yeah. Well, I'm not from there, but yeah, I lived in Tennessee for 8 years.
Yeah.
Is that right? Was Tennessee?
I don't know. Tennessee or Tennessee?
How does that work though? As far as where you claim where you're from, is it just dealer's choice? Right? I mean,
No, absolutely
like
not.
Jason.
From where you're from.
What do you mean?
But-
I'm from Washington State.
But when does that change?
Doesn't
though?
change.
Like
Well, it
what
depends.
would
You could say, I
Doesn't
grew
change.
up. Doesn't mean you're from there.
okay?
There's different-
What would J. Ross say?
He's from Sacramento.
I thought he's from L.A.
But he's from LA, isn't he?
His
Right.
family, yeah.
So what would he
But
say?
wasn't he born there?
He grew up part of the time here.
Like okay, how about
Born
this?
in LA, but I grew up in Sacramento, right?
Like we
Something
do this
that?
thing with Jared McCain, but
Yeah.
wasn't he here for 2 seconds?
So if you're,
No, he was raised here.
let's
Where
say,
did he go to high school though?
No, he left to go to high school in Southern California.
Yeah.
We do a lot in high school.
when Alan Stiles has the 20-year Sacramento successful media career that you're going to have, are you going to be from Sacramento at that point or from the Bay?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Challenging.
Draw your line now.
If
Pick
it
your
was
side
all
now.
if it was all via Sacramento, it would be Sacramento. You know,
Don't you think it comes down to, especially for people that maybe their families were in the military, so you have a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Maybe it just comes down to what is fondest in your mind or what you want to be known
That's what
for.
dealer's
like,
choice.
It's interesting. Some people are from Tennessee and they're like, I'm not
right.
from
I mean, you
Tennessee.
spent 8 very
but
important years in Tennessee.
That
That's not
didn't
nothing.
That didn't shape me as a woman. What shaped me as a woman is growing up where I grew up, having the experiences I did, coming from a hardworking
So
city.
it's just an 8-year blip. Just an
Yeah.
8-year blip.
I
You have
mean-
no connection to Tennessee.
I like the Titans. I cheer for the Titans because Cam Ward's there.
It seems unfair to Tennessee.
No, and I like the fans. And one thing you guys don't understand because you haven't necessarily been on that journey.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
idiot.
Please.
kinda
Wait,
hard
hold on,
to-
Alan. What do you say for
Kinda hard to
Philadelphia?
explain. But when you go to different places and you cover different teams, the way I handle sports, the way I've covered sports, is I invest in the team immediately, and
Sure.
I become invested in the teams I cover.
Right.
Means the players, the coaches, the fan base.
But you were there 8 years,
so
right?
I invested myself in the Titans. in
That's
the
a
fan
longer
base.
period, but that's a longer period of time
Yes.
because the TV, the local TV
That's the
person.
longest that I've been there.
Right, the
or been in
local
market.
TV person normally seems like a 4-year, 5-year hit.
God, if
right,
that.
if that.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking. I'm
Yeah,
just asking questions.
No, and I'm
I think it's a
answering-
fair question.
What do you guys want to know?
Tennessee. Okay, you look at Kayla's heart, right?
Yeah, the heart
And
doesn't-
what
it doesn't lie in Tennessee.
what percentage of your heart
It doesn't.
gets nothing?
No, the fans do. The fans and the team gets
The city,
gets a little piece of my heart. No, the city.
the state, the city.
No, the state
nothing.
does not.
Okay.
I am
see,
not
but
a Southern.
but that's what
girl.
I'm saying. But that's what I'm
Have
saying.
you guys not picked up on this since I've been at this radio station?
But that's what I'm saying. It's dealer's choice. That's my point. There are no rules. Me personally, I was born in Norfolk, Virginia. Moved out to Cali when I was 5.
Sure.
Right. So it's got a little bit. I didn't spend much time out there, but it's got a little bit. I got family out there. We'd go out there for summers. Went to school in Philly. It's got a little bit here.
Sure.
The Bay obviously has a big part, and now Sacramento's growing. I'm not going to just throw all of it away. If I had 8 years somewhere and I just really
it's kind of also
became
where you,
a part of, the
it's
culture.
also where you left off and how certain people treated you.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I'm not
clearly,
gonna.
yes.
I'm a little bit. I'm not denying my 8 years of Tennessee. Like I talk about Tennessee all the time on here. I don't think people understand how hard it is in this business
Sure.
and how you're treated in certain places.
Sure.
That's all. I'll leave it as.
Okay.
So when are you saying you're from Sacramento?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Are you
When
going
does that come in?
to claim us or not, damn it?
I just got here. And by the way, love the people, the fans in Tennessee. That's not my problem with how I
Compared to
was.
Sacramento fans?
I mean, they're still growing on
We're getting
me, right?
to know each other.
I'm setting her up for failure.
Exactly.
We're getting to know each
I
other.
hope that I can establish myself here like I did in terms of building a fan base in Tennessee because those fans still follow me and I appreciate them every day. Like, really, truly do. Just don't appreciate everybody that.
Sure. And
is this allowable, Alan? Let's say, I'm back east somewhere. I'm from Vallejo, born and raised. Someone said, no one's
Benicia
gonna know.
area.
No, the Vallejo area, not Benicia. If someone says back east, hey, where are you from? Is it okay? I don't think I've done this, but I know people that say, oh, San Francisco.
Oh, I do that all the time when I was in Philly.
Right.
What am I going to
Just
say?
kind of a
Concord?
general- yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do
where
for
my mom
Roseville.
grew up, baby.
I'm from Roseville, but I'm
Right.
from Sacramento.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I would
on that,
actually
yeah.
say it very fast so people would think I was saying Compton.
Oh, spoke Compton. That's
I
right.
tried that and it didn't work.
Where are you from?
Oh, geez.
Are you okay?
Are you? Yeah, you're right. You
Did
need
you sneeze?
something?
Are you okay?
need
Did
some
you
help?
some
By the
water?
way, you want to
Yeah.
hear this one, Whitey? That line right there.
Yeah.
2019, Kyle will love this one. 2019 Allen Styles stand-up in San Francisco.
Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. It did
Oh,
well.
my goodness.
It did well.
No, it did
Do we
not.
have video?
I have video. I promise you I do.
I've
for
Alan, I've
sure
asked for
bombed.
nothing more in my life for my birthday.
No, I killed it.
I
You're
would
for-
really
No,
love
I
to
killed
see
it.
this.
You for sure bombed.
8 minutes of just hot fire.
He's done stand-up. I've done stand-up. Kyle's done stand-up. We got to have a stand-up night
That's right.
where we're on
We're
stage.
having a debate
KHTK
day.
comedy night would hit
We've done this before. None of you were here yet, but we did this.
I'll open for Kayla.
Then we didn't do it if none of us were here.
Jay was there.
I would kill to see a Kayla Anderson comedy set because if you don't laugh, she'll yell at you.
Yeah.
Well, I just might get up there and do what is it called? The burn. That's my comedy session.
Oh, like roast?
Oh, a roast.
Yeah. I'm just going to
hiding.
roast.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
I'm
not available for you.
I'm going to cook, roast, char.
The rest of the audience is going to be like, who's Alan Stiles?
Yeah, man. What's up with that Alan guy? Alan's not there.
Yeah, Alan, I need you to send me that. For my birthday, please send me your 8-minute stand-up set.
I got you.
Is there a video?
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, it did well.
There's everything, things you don't even want to see. If Alan did it, I
Really?
bet you there's video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything.
Jesus, Whitey.
That's what he does. Everything's on video.
Everything's on video.
Yeah.
Because
And
when
now
people deny who I am and what I've done
Yeah.
And where
now
you're
I can't
from.
get that
and where
image out of my head.
I'm from, I got to leave it up. But I would always play it up in Philly, right? Because, they'll ask the questions, oh, you're from California.
Yeah.
Do you surf or whatever? I just said, yeah.
Well, if you were Kayla,
my room had a surf picture, just all of it.
If
I'm from
you're-
Concord. It
if
doesn't
you're-
matter.
If you're Kayla Allen, how much would you play when you're on stage? How much would you play up the whole tennis? I'm from Tennessee and all that.
Would
It
you have a
depends.
Would you have a southern drawl?
That's it.
Well, I have
know
one.
that-
I have one when I feel like it.
Okay, I'm doing all the rest of the shows now. Because I hadn't shown any allegiance to Tennessee.
Wow.
I'm on the show now.
Her natural
Matt and Kayla.
voice.
Yeah, there it
I'm
is.
going to be all about Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
From here on out, this is how I'm going to talk on the show. Because I'm from Tennessee.
It's very good.
Go Vols, go Hawks.
Go Vols.
Go Titans. Mm-hmm. I always want to be a booster.
A what?
You need a booster.
That was actually decent.
That
was actually halfway decent.
Thank you.
I will be a high school booster before it's all said and done. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, that was outstanding. Outstanding.
I never know what to do at the end of this show. Like, what? How do I?
Come
get
on,
up?
Matt, you got it.
How do I
Steer
get-
this thing.
For
Bring
the,
it into port.
For the Southern Belle, that is Kayla Anderson. Where are you from?
Depends on the day.
Wherever Alan Stiles is from, and from Vallejo's own Whitey Gleason. I'm Roseville's Matt George.
Sacramento.
All right. See you at the Golden One Center tonight if you're coming by. If not, enjoy. Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, the Drive Guys next. Kayla and I will be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Peace.
What do you mean, ew? You're ew.
That they're trying too hard.
Wait, but they got the cool like spoons, and then they put stuff in the middle of it, and they fold it